get nasty on a Tuesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It is 2:01. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Drew Bannister had the interim tag removed from him today. Carey, be careful with that fork over there. Don't stab yourself.
Seriously.
We care about you.
Thank you.
Stay healthy.
I'm more worried about it hitting me.
Yeah, depends on how you
Maybe
act today.
accidentally on purpose, you know?
Right. Got a fork in your neck.
Yeah. How'd that happen? Oh, I dropped my fork. At 40 miles an hour?
That's odd.
Things happen.
Yeah.
You're aiming at me.
Playing for.
Yeah, so Drew Bannister had the interim tag removed today. He becomes the full-time head coach for your St. Louis Blues. Instant reaction for you guys. Jamie, obviously started with you. A lot of people interested in your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I've been kind of steadfast on this the whole time that I thought he was the right guy for it.
That's only because Carey told you that.
Well, yeah, true enough. I mean, Carey is the hockey guy here.
I've been telling you this for a while.
But I wasn't surprised. Like, what out there was better? And everybody, Rod Brindamore, Jim Montgomery. Okay. One, the Carolina Hurricanes have gone on record saying they want to make Rod Brindamore a Hurricane for life. Mm-hmm. You don't say that lightly about a head coach unless you really fully intend on doing it.
Yeah.
And Jim Montgomery, he's got his team into the second round with a Game 1 victory over the Panthers. There's no chance he's going to be available.
Throttled them.
Yeah, they did. It was a beating, for sure. So if anybody's thinking about those guys, one, they have other teams that they're employed by currently, so the Blues probably couldn't talk to either of them. Not probably. They're not allowed to. It's tampering. And if there were other candidates that they interviewed, to my knowledge, I think they interviewed them and didn't see them as better choices. And so therefore, why not go with the guy who had a great winning percentage with this team? He was handed a crap sandwich because many levels, Craig Berube, an iconic head coach here in St. Louis, any sport, Cardinals, Rams, Blues, he's like someone who will be remembered forever, and justifiably so. He won a Stanley Cup here, and he had one of those personalities that people just love. But Drew Bannister came in after that, having to take over that team with the anger of the fan base, and also a team that was completely underperforming, a power play that was non-existent, and he turned all of that around and made this team almost playoff bound. So I think that was a great choice by Doug Armstrong. I like Drew Bannister as a coach, and I really can't wait to see him when he finally gets his chance. And what I mean by that is, like BK and Ferrario talking earlier in the show, they go, his systems, he didn't play much different than Craig Berube in 5-on-5. They had this. Well, no kidding. He inherited a team that already had systems in place. What are you going to do? Completely change everything on the fly? You can't. And your roster didn't support the kind of game that the coach wanted to play. Mm-hmm. So now Drew Bannister has a full offseason, including a draft that's coming up soon, to get with Army, to get with the front office, to get with the other coaches, and build the best roster possible for the way they want to play. And then if there are any systems that he wants to tweak or whatever, he's able to do that and implement them gently come training camp. You don't have to hammer it home right away. So I like the hire.
We'll get to Carey's thoughts in a second. Here's Doug Armstrong on Drew Bannister and the hiring, making it official today.
Yeah, I would say the last couple of days, over the last, since the season ended, I got with my, what I call inner circle of guys that I make these decisions with. And, we talked about different people and two different people, and came back to Drew as being the proper candidate to move forward with. And we're excited to have him here. I did a very good job in a difficult situation last year, and now having a full training camp and a two-year term to put his stamp on this team. We're looking forward to that.
Carey, are you aligned with what Jamie was saying there about how Drew Bannister may have just been the best choice that's available? I think that's the key. That's available.
Well, yeah, as Jamie said, they are unable to talk to two of the other people that were high on the list. The third one, and Joel Quenneville, is still unable to coach as far as we know. So you wait too long and then you miss out on everything. And so I think they went in the direction that they needed to go. Drew Bannister did a really good job of dealing with the hand that he was dealt. He came into a situation where the Blues were really stinking. They were not performing well. They're not playing well. And he held guys accountable. And I agree with Jamie. I think having a full offseason, having an opportunity to start training camp and put all of the things you want to implement in and how you want to play will allow your team to be better. And it's hard to do those things on the fly. It's limited amount of practices between games and limited amount of time to change or shift some of the things that you may see as this doesn't work well for us. I need to change it, but you're in the middle of the season and you're unable to. So now you have an entire offseason. You have an opportunity to fix it, correct it, and do it and implement it the way you want to put it. And they should be much better, hopefully, in next season compared to what they were this year.
Anthony, I'm seeing a lot of texts here on our Air Comfort Service text line. That number, by the way, is 314-399-9646, saying that the Blues settled for Bannister, that he's a stopgap coach. He was the only guy that was available. Why does our fan base, why do our listeners feel that way? Because Drew Bannister's record was what, 30
and 19 and 5.
Yeah, 30, 19 and 5.
So that's 11 games over 500, taking over a team that really wasn't his.
Correct. Yep. In the middle of the season.
So I don't understand the thought process. And I heard BK and Ferrario saying the same thing. He's a stopgap. He's a stopgap. Why do you feel that way? I just don't understand why anybody would feel that way right now. And what was out there that you were looking for? What other head coach?
They wanted the big names. They wanted the splash names. But as you said, how long are you going to wait? And are those guys going to be available? If Jim Montgomery goes all the way to the Stanley Cup final, he's probably not.
I'm going to give you two names. Two names that were not big names that have turned out to be pretty successful. One is John Cooper, Tampa Bay Lightning. Relatively unheard of. He won at the USHL level. He took his team in the American Hockey League. Then he was halfway through the season, took over the Tampa Bay Lightning. They missed the playoff that year, and we know what happened after that. Now, he had quite a squad. Steve Yzerman put together a hell of a team for him to play with, okay? The other guy, Jared Bednar. Nobody really had heard of Jared Bednar. He was coaching the American League. He was the Blues farm team in Peoria and all that stuff. But it's not like he was a big name. Yet the Colorado Avalanche brought him in, and we know he went through hell because they were going through a full rebuild. And they let him build with that team, and now he's still there, and he's won a Stanley Cup. What makes anybody think that Drew Bannister can't become Jared Bednar, to where he goes through a little bit of a difficult patch here where they're recreating the roster, and then they hand him the ball to finish the job?
Right.
Like, I just don't understand what the thought process is right now as just a stopgap or there were no better options. That's bull.
The thing I respected about Drew Bannister, as you said, coming in, taking over a team that had been struggling, got a coach fired and had not been performing well, and he still came in and did a very good job. And not only that, he held people accountable. He was willing to sit people out and you're not going to play. You're not doing the job that we're asking you to do. So sit here and watch the game. Doesn't matter how much you're getting paid. Doesn't matter, what line you're on. You're going to sit here and watch the game because you're not playing the way we want to play. And you don't always have to be a in-your-face yelling, rah, but if you have people and your team respects you in that regard, and I think they did. I think they took heed to what he was saying when guys were sat down and not playing. They came back and said, you know what? I respect this guy enough to say I didn't do my job. Let me be better. As opposed to, well, what the hell is this guy doing? Who the hell is he? Who is he to sit me down? I think they showed up and showed that they do respect him, and I think that that's a huge part for a team that is trying to figure some things out, in which he helped them do this season.
And to Jamie's point, we got a text from the 314. Jamie, St. Louis fans feel that way because of what the Cardinals have done the last few manager hires. It's not a fair comparison, but blame Mo. I wonder if I think this texter's being serious, though. I wonder if people are sour based on what the Cardinals are doing, so it's starting to seep into how they feel about the Blues.
But I would like to know, honestly, how many people in this fan base really knew who the hell Craig Berube was. I'm serious. Like, people know he played for the Flyers. He was a tough guy in the NHL. But what did you really know about Craig Berube? Not many people knew much about him. Tough guy, coached in the minors, had been fired from another job in Philly as the head coach. Then he takes over, and now it's like Craig Berube was the greatest coach to ever coach the St. Louis Blues. I'm not saying he wasn't. But what do you truly know about the guy until you have it, like, they let the guy build his own roster?
I want to ask you this question from the text line. It says, this roster does not fit the style that Drew Bannister wants to play. What are we doing? What is his style?
Exactly, Carey.
What is his style? What is his style? I asked because maybe you knew, because I don't. I don't know what his style is. I don't think he got to implement.
He didn't have a chance to do any of that.
Okay, I was just wondering.
So, and his style, believe it or not, his actual style of coaching is very much like Craig Berube. So that's why I'm interested to see what Army does with the roster here moving forward, because as it sits right now, the 5-on-5 numbers were not good enough. You didn't sustain enough offensive pressure in the offensive zone. You were a team that built a lot off the rush. You can't watch the games right now in the playoffs. There's nobody that's a rush team that's still in the playoffs, and there's not one rush team that you're watching every night. Every night it is airtight. It's get the puck in behind, work it down low, get your defense into the offense in the offensive zone, move around, beat the coverage. Like, it's not like just go, 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 go.
Yeah.
So Drew Bannister's actual style of coaching is that. He is a puck possession guy, likes to get it in deep, cycle the puck, win in the trenches. We saw what he feels about net front presence.
Right.
He was tired of not having anybody in front of the net, so he basically told two guys, this is where you're going to play, right here. And look what it did for Jake Neighbors. And look at the young guys that developed here. Robert Thomas, look at the season he ended up having. Career year for Robert Thomas.
And he fixed the power play, of course, too. So it's individual effort as well as your biggest issue throughout the course of the year on the ice was the lack of a power play. Well, that, of course, in the 5-on-5. But do you think the texter is referring to, do you think there's a misconception that Drew Bannister wants this team to be fast and
I don't know what the hell they're
ice,
trying to say, to be honest.
play off the rush, all that?
I don't know what they're trying to say. I just think that people, because Drew Bannister's not very well known, they don't feel like he's up to the task. If the Blues didn't feel like he was up to the task, they would have hired somebody else.
Yeah.
This is not an ownership group that likes to just waste money. And the ownership group doesn't like to miss the playoffs. So I just don't understand the negativity right now from some of the text line where people are just like, it's just whatever this guy is. He's a stopgap. He's always settled.
Yeah, they probably feel, if I'm guessing, and you can always leave us a mic drop to really expound on your thoughts on this. I'm guessing that this is they think that they've seen it. To your point, they haven't, because he was taking over a team midway. He's taking over Craig Berube's team, and he's trying to implement things on the fly. So he hasn't really had a fair shake to do things the way he wants to do from start to finish. And I think people probably feels that, well, I saw that, and they didn't make the playoffs, so I'm ready for something new. New doesn't always equal better, but when you're a fan and you just saw your team miss the playoffs again, you're probably hoping for new. You're hoping for something, anything else. But if we were to list the actual candidates for everybody, the ones that were interested in the job, that were available, and that the Blues were interested in, I bet you that list was shorter than what you think. And Drew Bannister may, at the end of the day, be on the top of that list for most fans.
Yeah, and people on the text line,
Joel Quenneville wasn't available.
They're just comparing it. It's a 2-year contract. That seems like a stopgap to me. Okay, it's also a contract to let this guy figure it out. Just because he's a young guy or a younger coach in the NHL doesn't mean that you give him 4 or 5 years here. Like, you're giving him the 2 years. You can call it a stopgap if you want, but there's nothing to say that after this next season, they don't extend him past that.
Yep.
Give him 2 more years on top of it.
Right.
I just don't understand the preconceived opinion of it all.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. We'll get into this conversation a lot throughout the course of the show. But again, if you want to participate, you can leave us a mic drop. Tell us your thoughts on Drew Bannister being hired as the Blues' new full-time head coach. That interim tag has been removed. Again, leave us a mic drop via the 101 ESPN app. Another game for the Cardinals. Another loss. Offense had a nice inning, half inning. That was about it. More issues with the Cardinals next on 101 ESPN. Cardinals fall last night to the New York Mets 4-3. Brandon Nimmo with a solo shot in the latter innings off of Andrew Kittredge to lose it. Cardinals rallied back. I mean, you look at it and you say, okay, well, they fell behind 3-0. The offense is once again in a haze. Then they score 3 in the bottom of the 6th, and then boom, right away in the top of the 7th. They give up the solo home run. And Kittredge has been very good, so you can't just crush him or crush individuals from the pitching staff. Kyle Gibson, 6 innings, seven hits, 3 runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks. It wasn't the most efficient outing by Kyle Gibson, but come on, man. Gave you another opportunity. And this offense continues to drag. And go ahead, Carey.
Does it continue to drag, or is it really one person that is dragging?
Well, I think it's the offense.
I'm looking at the box score. Everybody had a hit except for Paul Goldschmidt and Dylan Carlson.
I mean, last night.
But we had to go off of the most recent game. Like, again, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse with Paul Goldschmidt because I think he's a fine player. I think he's a potential Hall of Famer. I think he's all of those things, but I think he has to hit the baseball. And, if you're batting number 3 in the lineup and you don't have a hit in your last 20 at-bats, I believe it's something like that.
Yeah.
Your team's probably not going to win many games. And this is not solely on Paul Goldschmidt because, again, they fought their way back. As you said, they were down 3-0. Heck of a 6th inning, able to fight back into it, tie the game up. Andrew Kittredge gave up a home run. I don't think he's given up a run in probably his last 10, 12 appearances. He's been doing outstanding, but gave up that one. And then you end up losing the game. This team, one thing I learned, and Jamie, you probably can attest to this, when you're on a really good team, everything goes your way. The ball bounces off the bag, and it's right into the third baseman's hand, and he's able to throw the guy out. When you're a bad team, that ball bounces off the third base bag and kicks to the dugout, and now he's on second base, and you're like, what the hell just happened? Everything happens when you're a bad team. Things do not go your way, and that's where the Cardinals are right now. They have to figure out a way to turn their fortune around and find ways to win games.
The offense is dreadful. It's the offense.
They got 8 hits last night.
It's the how many runs?
3.
That's right. So they have
How
now
many
scored.
you want them to score?
Last night?
5.
This offense has scored 3 runs or fewer in 22 of their 35 games.
That's not great.
It's the offense. The pitching has given you an opportunity to win most games.
What are you
if you want to nitpick
do?
certain things, you can't do anything. They have to produce. So you're right. Paul Goldschmidt has stunk. This is his worst 34-game stretch in the history of his career.
It's not great.
It's awful.
It's hard to watch.
OPS, slug, average. I don't care what statistic you want to use. This is the worst 34-game stretch in Paul Goldschmidt's career. And I'm not using hyperbole. No. It is.
You wonder kind of like what the hell's going on a little bit.
No, maybe he's just done.
Well, maybe, but even at that point, Anthony, let's just think back here. I'm not comparing him to Albert Pujols. I'm going to use it as a reference point. Because Albert had some patches there last couple of years of his career where it was not great.
Yeah.
But even Albert figured out how to turn it around for his last season, post 40. Goldie, when you're that good and in a conversation of a potential Hall of Famer, even, I don't want to sound like an ass here, but even by accident, you run into one.
Yeah.
Every now and then. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like you just become awful and that's it. I wonder if there's something that's some kind of an injury or something that's nagging at him. And I'm not making an excuse for him because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
To watch him hit so bad, it just, like I said, you even think at some point he's going to still hit the ball because it's Paul Goldschmidt.
Sure. But he's not.
He's not.
I agree with you, but he's not. He's hitting 203.
I wonder if it has to do with off-season workouts. We see some of these players go to certain people and they start trying different things. I saw a video of Goldschmidt over the off-season working with different weighted bats and just different stuff. Now, that stuff is way over my head. I have no idea what they're actually working on, but it's just stuff like that. I wonder if that has anything to do with it because we know he does experiment with different things. He had the big knob one year. I don't know if he still has that or not, but
I'm not sure either, Andrew.
Need to do a little bit
I know
more.
what you're saying.
More with less.
And credit Goldschmidt for doing something in the offseason to try to continue his career. He's always reinventing himself. We asked Matt Holliday one time, hey, when you're struggling, actually when you're feeling great, what do you do so that when you're not, when you're off kilter, how to get back there? And he said he'd take notes all the time, how he was feeling, what he was doing in the cage, what his routine looked like. That way, when the ball looked like a greased BB as opposed to a beach ball, he could fall back on those notes. I'm sure Goldschmidt does things similar, but if he is done, then this is going to be a rough year the rest of the way here. I mean, we've seen it's not uncommon for players to get 36, 37 years old and then fall off a cliff in any sport. Maybe Goldschmidt is done. I don't know what you do about it because nobody else is really hitting outside of Wilson Contreras. I know Fermin got 2 hits last night, so maybe you want to ride the hot hand for a little bit there.
No,
okay,
he's not in the lineup.
Yeah, and we have the lineup. You're right.
Right back out of the lineup. How dare you hit the ball?
So that the line
hit my damn head on this table.
Here's the
I'm
lineup.
going to hit my damn head on this table.
You will.
Over and yeah, I will. Over and over and over again.
I've done it. It's not great.
What do you want? What? Go ahead. Read the lineup, sir.
So the lineup came out
Because this is going to be great.
a half hour before we came on. So if it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we'll still play a lineup game. If it's half hour, I mean, we've seen it. Brendan Donovan's leading off in left. Wilson Contreras is behind the plate. He's in second. Goldschmidt at first. He's hitting third. Nolan Arenado is your third baseman. He's your cleanup hitter. Alec Burleson is the DH hitting fifth. Lars Nootbaar is in right field hitting sixth. Nolan Gorman back at second base after not playing yesterday. He's hitting seventh. Brandon Crawford is your shortstop.
Baby.
He's hitting eighth. And Michael Ciani is your center fielder, and he's hitting ninth. So there's your lineup. Carey, go.
I don't know. I don't know where to go. I just want to. I'm what? Nope. I don't want to. I'll
No,
pass.
that's
the glasses. Good for
I'll
you.
pass.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'll pass.
Nice.
I'll pass.
Good job.
I don't want the glasses today. I don't want the glasses. I don't want to wear those glasses for a while because this is disheartening. It's hard to watch, but again, where do you go? I mean, you have to keep. It's almost you have to be stubborn in what you're doing and hopefully keep pushing those guys out there and hope that they eventually have success because they have had success in their careers. And you're hoping at some point it turns around. Mm-hmm. You don't have anywhere to look in the minors. You don't have anywhere to look outside of the organization unless you're willing to trade something, and you're not trading any hitters for another hitter at this point. So where do you go? You look in the dugout, you look in the clubhouse, and you say, you guys here have to be better. And at some point, you all will be. Or we're going to lose 91 games again. That's the bottom line. There's nowhere else to look.
The only thing that doesn't make any damn sense
Why
to me.
Fermin is not in the lineup?
You need hits.
Don't get on base and don't hit. The hell are you doing?
You got a guy that got on base twice, and you pull him out of the lineup the next day.
Because you got to get Gorman and Burley in there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
All right. At some point, we will talk about the lineup. Marsh had brought up a point about the veterans. There's only a few veteran hitters. So the rest, you're hoping will find themselves at the big league level. So we'll get into that conversation a little bit later on. But going back to Drew Bannister, now that he is the full-time head coach for the Blues, is he the right fit for this Blues roster? We got a text message about the roster earlier. The answer is no. Now the real work starts. It's next on 101 ESPN. The Missouri Athletic Club, whether it is a big event like the one that we attended for the College Basketball Writers Association Awards when we had the broadcast downtown, or if it's going to the West Clubhouse and get my workout in, I love going to the MAC. A lot of times during the summer, Going to a Cardinals game, I'll park right down there at the Missouri Athletic Club downtown, take their shuttle over, and then when I go back, enjoy a nice drink or something to eat at the Jack Buck Grill. But they always have something going on, whether it is the downtown location or the West Clubhouse, that I can get involved in and a family can get involved in. We love it. That's the MAC, Missouri Athletic Club.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lose to the New York Mets yesterday by a final score of 4-3. Tonight, they'll take on the Mets once again as Miles Michaelis takes the mound. Going up against Jose Butto. First pitch is at 6:45. And the interim tag has been lifted from Blues' new full-time head coach, Drew Bannister. We're going to dive more into that conversation. Is Drew Bannister the right fit for this Blues roster? We'll get into it next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
How in God's name are people not okay with Drew Bannister getting the interim tag taken off of his title of head coach? He went 30-19 with this team. If you do the math, that's a winning record. Isn't that what we want to do around here, is win? Sometimes it's baby steps, sometimes it's not. But in a way, he kind of turned this team around. I don't know about you, but it seems like a good hire for me.
All right, that was Andrew. Kind of sounded like our guy Andrew gave us the Racing Canes yesterday. If it was, shout out to Andrew for the hook up there.
Thank you.
Andrew asked a really good question. Don't you want to win?
Yeah,
Cardinals?
I do.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay, we can't always. It can't all go back to the Cardinals,
Just
Carey.
saying, it's just the lineup.
Carey's hurt. Andrew or Anthony?
Andrew.
And Andrew.
And Andrew.
And
Yeah,
Andrew.
Anthony.
Yeah,
And Jamie.
And Jamie.
A lot of A's.
Carey's
Carey.
hurt. He's put those glasses on a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals have spit in his
Those blue
face.
ones.
Yeah.
Where the blue ones at?
Now he doesn't know what is reality and what isn't.
Right.
Drew Bannister.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
excited.
tough.
He's just mad.
I'm excited about this.
You should be.
Blues gonna do some things this offseason, make some moves,
Well-
shuffle some pieces. No. Shuffle some pieces. Yeah, they gotta move some people
Oh,
around.
don't worry. There'll be some changes made.
They'll come into next season ready to roll. Huh?
Why do I feel like you're somewhat being facetious?
No, I'm being serious.
Okay.
I have to have some type of excitement, something to look forward to, Anthony.
Yeah, but Carey, I know you very well.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like you're like the inner dialogue. You're a crushed man right now. So the inner dialogue is just trying to hype
Here's the
you
thing.
up.
I know how to shift and compartmentalize, and I just put that Cardinals section in a box.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it there, maybe forever,
Right.
and then I'm going to focus on our St. Louis Blues and the hiring, the re-signing, the extension of Drew Bannister.
See, this is how I know we're brothers.
Yeah.
Because I do the same thing.
Yeah. Don't even worry
Problem
about
is, like the issues crawl out of the box like that girl from The Ring, and they just start
backwards.
backwards and start to impact you, and all of a sudden you got problems.
Good therapists say you should certainly internalize things.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
lock them in that little box
Yep.
internally. Carey, they say
And then
that's a great
shove
idea.
it just
I
as
don't know
far
that
as you
that's
can
good
down.
therapy.
Pretend it's not there.
Well, that's what I'm going to do
Yeah.
now.
Even though it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. If you don't think about it, it's not there. That's how that works.
I like your strategy.
Yep.
Same.
Yep.
No issues here. Is Drew Bannister the right fit for the Blues roster? I don't think that this is going to be the roster moving forward, so I would say no, but it's kind of a cop-out. So, Jamie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the roster has to change. Bottom line, I think here's what I believe Army recognized. In the firing of Craig Berube, the hiring of Drew Bannister, and watching all of that evolve, I think Army realized that it wasn't the coach, that it was the roster. And that's the bottom line. And so now he's got to make some more changes during this offseason, whether it is going after a couple of mid-tier free agents, if it's the emergence of Dalibor Dvorsky, who the young man seems very, very motivated to be sticking around here in St. Louis next year. Mm-hmm. He could be a great fit. You know, Alex Bolduc, does he come back when the season comes back? Does he come back a new player? What does he do, Alex? Zach Bolduc. Alex Bolduc.
I was going to just let you go. You know more hockey than I do.
No, Alex Bolduc's a kid I played hockey with growing up. Son of a... He was a good little player. Not quite as good as Zach Bolduc. But, you know, you have a lot of things that are kind of in flux right now, where you're trying to figure out what this roster really is. The one thing that the Blues figured out, though, is at least on the back end, it's going to be pretty solid. Parayko and Leddy had really good years last year. Falk and Krug. Krug had an average year. Falk had a tough year, injuries and things. But Matthew Kessel, he kind of emerged out of nowhere. Tyler Tucker, he's still got some work to do as well. Scott Perunovic, don't really know what you have there. So there are some tweaks that can happen here. Signed a bunch of Swedish guys that apparently, these guys are supposed to be pretty good players. So I'm kind of excited to see where they fit in. But no, you're right. The roster will change. You can't just shuffle the same deck over and over again and expect a different hand, right?
Right.
You just can't. So I think Army's going to...
the Cardinals in their lineup.
That's a good point.
You brought the box back up. I asked, the box is over here.
It's a good point, though.
Yeah, but the box is put away.
It's not.
At least for this segment,
Carey,
right?
it was put on the ground, but it was still open.
You didn't see me kick it.
You didn't even use any packing tape.
You got to try and forget about the box sometimes.
Yeah, I like the box.
I know, but you
know,
got to forget about it sometimes.
Nah, but he just brought the box back up.
Yeah, he did, but that's his fault, not yours.
Okay. Now that is good therapy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just stuff that away again. Yeah, that's even better.
My feelings are not your responsibility.
We got a text from the from the 636. We've been a great team at drafting late picks and developing them. Drew's been a huge part of the development. He's the best for the current situation with young players coming in and stars still developing. Is he the coach to take us to the Cup in 2 years when we're ready to compete? TBD, but happy we have him now.
So that's actually really good.
I think that's that's an excellent perspective.
It's a rational thought.
A rational, mature
Who are
thought.
you? And what are you doing in the fast lane?
Seriously, because this is about raw emotion. We have it, so do most listeners. So for you to be practical, get out. I like the move. I don't love it, but I like it because when you look at all of the things in front of you, Montgomery wasn't available. He's not available.
And who's to say he was ever available?
Right.
He still has another year left. We found that out. Another year left on his contract. Do you think
Joe
the Bruins
Quenneville's
are
not
just
available.
moving on from a guy like that?
No. Joe Quenneville, not available.
No.
We don't know who name your favorite coach that is either coaching with somebody else or maybe his assistant coach. You don't know if they were interested in the Blues. We have no idea if, Jamie, you threw out a handful of names. We don't know if certain guys told the Blues, hey, thank you for the interest, but I'm happy with where I'm at, or I'm whatever.
The Blues talked to him and said, that's not our guy.
Right.
This isn't the fact that all roads were blocked and, let's just go with Bannister. That is not what I'm getting from this.
Yes.
In talking to people within the organization, and they did their due diligence. It wasn't just Army that met with Drew Bannister. They had several people from the front office meet with him and discuss things and talk to him. Mm-hmm. So they took it very seriously for this process. And I just don't think right now that there's much better out there. Think about this team is kind of in a rebuild, retool situation. And maybe coaches like Joel Quenneville or Todd McClelland or some of these older guys, it might not be their cup of tea to come into this team and be like, what the hell?
Do you think there's a possibility that, the Blues reached out and maybe they saw some guys, but they didn't think that they were fit? But there's also people that looked at this roster and said, yeah, no, that's going to be I'm sure that was in play, yeah.
I'm sure it was. Not every situation's perfect for both sides.
Right.
Craig Berube was offered the Buffalo Sabres job. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Lindy Ruff got the job. Why? Because Craig Berube didn't want to go to the Buffalo team.
Right.
He didn't like the roster or whatever. There it is. So what? I just look at this as it's a young team that's in a retool, and you have the head coach now who has worked with all of the young guys in the organization up to this point. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those guys were on the roster this past season. So that tells me the guy knows how to develop players.
Right.
Now, can he continue to work with veteran NHLers and coach those guys? All he did is show me that he's willing to stand up for what he believes in. Every time guys took a sidestep or got out of line, he benched them or he sat them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is one of the things that Doug Armstrong said that he wanted out of a head coach, was holding the players accountable. And one of the first things that Drew Bannister did. We're going to take more of your mic drops throughout the course of the show today on Drew Bannister. Your thoughts. Some on the text line seem to be kind of frustrated or aggravated that Drew Bannister had the interim tag removed and now is the full-time head coach. Leave us a mic drop and give us your thoughts. What's trending is next. I read a recent statistic that said 63% of Americans today are living paycheck to paycheck, and that's including half the six-figure earners. That kind of stood out to me. And when you think about certain needs that you have throughout the course of the years, one of them is tires. And when it comes to finding new tires, it's usually not the most exciting purchase. You either need them because the ones that you have now are old and you're slipping all over the place, or maybe it's an accident and you need to repair one or two new tires. tires. Well, you can't buy much for $20 these days, but you can at R&R Tire Express because $20 does get you 4 new tires, full set, installation fee. That is on R&R Tire Express. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is request a quick quote at rnrtires.com, and then you can lock in that $20 deal. No commitment, no credit checks, no concerns, no worries. R&R Tire Express, they offer flexible weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly payment options based on your budget. Plus, you're going to secure that peace of mind coverage that includes free tire rotations, free flat repair, and more. They're not going to just send the tires to you and say, yep, you're good. They're going to install them. They're going to make sure that you have that free flat repair. They take care of you at R&R Tire Express, and you're $20 away right now from hitting the road on reliable tires. Just request that quick quote at rnrtires.com or give them a call, 1-833-ROLL-NOW. Again, 1-833-ROLL-NOW to get started today at R&R Tire Express.
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, I saw this on ESPN.com from Kylie McDaniel. He is an ESPN MLB insider. I found this to be interesting. This is what his piece says. Major League Baseball has sent a warning to clubs about encouraging players subject to the MLB draft to withdraw from high school baseball to become eligible to sign as international players. An MLB spokesman declined to comment. The key section of the memo sent to teams Monday and obtained by ESPN reads, "It has come to our attention that clubs have been encouraging amateur players in the United States to withdraw from or otherwise refrain from playing high school baseball in the United States and or Canada in order to establish residency in a foreign country in an effort to make themselves eligible to sign under the International Amateur Talent System instead of the Rule 4 draft." What do you guys think of this, and how would this affect young players' development if they're not playing here in the States compared to playing overseas? We did have that conversation about a week or so ago.
Yeah, I think the parents, I'm just speaking as a parent myself and put myself in a spot where I'm talking about my kids. Parents need to step up here. I'm not going to take you out of high school, set you up overseas because, some scout thinks you have a decent arm or you have the ability to go pro one day. What if you don't? Then what?
What are the benefits?
You got no high school. You got no high school diploma, or you're trying to do maybe you get the GED and all that stuff, but you're putting a lot of eggs in a basket at such a young age.
What are the benefits of international signing versus being signed out of high school?
Start playing right away. I would imagine you start playing right away. You become an international player right away, which makes you eligible for the draft or the international draft. You don't play overseas.
I don't. First of all, MLB, there should not be sending memos to parents and high school students saying, "Hey, drop out of high school."
No, I think they're doing that for teams. You're talking about the teams.
Yeah,
if they are doing that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
the team should not be sending information to the high school kids and their parents saying, "Hey, drop out and go sign in Costa Rica or Cuba or Dominican Republic. That way we can sign you." That's ridiculous. And agree again. Sports do drive a lot of things, but you still got to get your education. You still got to be dialed in because, again, if that doesn't work out, if you go down there and tear your arm up and miss a year of high school and now you're not able, it's just so many things that could happen. I think it's madness. And I think if you are, what I believe, and I don't know how you feel, Jamie, if you're good enough to make it, at some point you're going to make it. Like that's just usually how it plays out. Now, there are some people that, come out of nowhere and you're like, "Oh, I didn't expect that at all." But for the most part, the guys and girls that are good and elite have always been or kind of started to become that, and you could see the transformation and the progress and when that took place.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this because I left home at 15 years old to go chase down my dream. And still had to complete high school on the side of doing all of it. So with the technology that is available these days, I don't know how difficult it actually would be for a kid to continue getting their education. All the online schooling that is available. Heck, I mean, my daughter finished out a whole year of college during the pandemic and all that stuff. All that stuff is readily available online. Now, how old is the kid? Is the kid 15, 16 years old? I don't think I would condone that. I think if you're, that 17-year-old, a junior in high school, and you're an elite talent, and the thing is, if you're an elite talent and they're telling you you're an elite talent, basically along the lines of what you're saying, Carey,
right?
They'll find you. Well, maybe they already have, and they want you sooner than later, and this is a way for them to do it, rather than having to wait while you complete everything. So, for me, it would all be about situation for my kid. I don't think 15, 16 years old would be an age I'd be condoning sending them off to an international country.
Right.
But if it's 17, a junior or so in high school with the online schooling, and that would be the deal for me, is you start to fail, your grades start to slip, we're done with this experiment. That's it. So, again, I think it would depend on the situation. And if teams are that serious about signing you or drafting you in the international draft and then showing you the money at 17 or 18, it's hard to pass up, too.
Yeah, it's almost like selfish for these teams because what if they don't? What if the team that reaches out doesn't actually sign the kid?
Yeah, right.
Instead of doing that, why don't you just draft better in the actual draft?
Sure. But hey, you like my kid? I think that's fantastic. He's a junior in high school.
You want me to send him where?
2 years. You wait 2 years. He's going to finish his schooling. He's going to get 2 more years or a year and a half more of maturity because he absolutely needs that, or she absolutely needs that. And then if you're still interested and you want to make my kid a first-round pick after high school, go for it. Because then it's up to him if he wants to become a pro. He's 18 years old. He wants to become a pro. He wants to go that route. Great. I'll support that. But baseball's tough. It's not like basketball where, we've seen some unbelievable talents come out of high school and immediately make an impact in the NBA. There's a reason why a lot of baseball players don't make it through the minor leagues. It's rough. You're not making a lot of money. Most of them aren't. You're not making a lot of money. The road sucks. You're dealing with injuries and all that stuff. Limited resources. It's why the best of the best survive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's way too early when it comes to baseball. Hockey, I don't know enough about. Football, you're not mature. You're not physically ready for it.
Mm-hmm. One guy that comes to mind for hockey was Austin Matthews, who went overseas when he was younger. Obviously ended up being what he is now.
Sure.
So, it does work for some players.
Maybe hockey, it's different.
Yeah.
I find it to be different. I think baseball would be extremely difficult.
I would assume
there's a lot
it's
of
more
failing.
people that it doesn't work for than those that it does.
I would be willing to bet that too.
Well, speaking of hockey, you guys brought it up earlier in the show. The Boston Bruins put a beat down on the Florida Panthers in Game 1 of their series. Do you see this continuing, or do you think it's because Florida had some time off?
If you look at the matchup, the Bruins have had a lot of recent success against Boston. I can't remember what the actual number was, but I think they've won like 5 of 6 or 6 of 7 now against the Panthers. So Boston has had the success, and in Sunrise too, they've had a lot of success. So I don't think last night was a fluke. Maybe it's a situation. I also don't think Florida's done, but for whatever reason, Boston has been a tricky matchup for Florida. Jamie.
Yeah, so the way I look at it is the Florida Panthers, they got big, fat, and happy after beating Tampa Bay. They thought, okay, hey, we're going right back to the Cup. That team needs a reason to be pissed off. If you look at their playoff run last year, it took Matthew Tkachuk to basically start to go after every player on the Bruins roster to make them hate him and then drug his team into the battle.
Sure.
They came back and won that in 7, and then they went on and physically abused the Maple Leafs. And, this is a team that's not done. They lost Game 1. That's all there is to it. I still think the Panthers win that series in 6.
So since last April, when the Panthers ended Boston's season, Boston has rattled off 5 straight wins against them. They beat them 3-2 in overtime back in October, 3-1 in November, 4-3 in March, 3-2 overtime winner, and then last night 5-1. So they not only have won, but they've held them to 2 or fewer goals in 4 of those 5 wins.
Panthers in 6.
Okay, there you go. Shall shut my mouth.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Even with Jeremy Swayman playing the way he has been,
High blocker.
He's been a dog.
High blocker. It'll be a series difference. You'll see it.
Jamie's got those numbers.
I do.
He's got them high blocker numbers. All right.
Where'd they score last night?
High blocker.
Imagine that.
it was a screen.
It was a high blocker.
It hit off a guy's shin pad.
No, it did not.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
He shouldn't have. He screened his goalie.
Is the Cardinals lineup built mostly on hope for young players as opposed to guys that can actually get it done over a larger sample size? We'll have that conversation next on 101 ESPN.
Are you currently in the market for replacement windows? Are you doing some renovating and want some new windows? Head over to Window World, preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. Window World windows are one of 2 windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. The reason they get awards like that is because they're double-strength glass that you just don't ordinarily see in replacement windows. I know this. I stood on one in the showroom, and it didn't break. I even bounced up and down a little bit, and the window didn't break. That's exactly what you're getting with Window World is quality product right there and great customer service. Also getting a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts glass breakage, and the labor. And let's not forget about that top-rate customer service. Window World makes sure that they take great care of you. In fact, they are still offering 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. So please take a minute and call over there. Tell them you heard the ad on 101 ESPN, or tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number is 314-993-1800, 314-993-1800, or visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
Fall to the Mets last night, 4-3. They did have 8 hits in the loss, but ultimately succumbed again to another opponent. 4-3 losers.
Don't call them losers.
Well,
I
they
said,
lost.
The team lost.
Technically,
They were the
either
losers.
a winner or a loser.
The Mets were the winners last night. That's how it works, Jamie.
Carey has gone from loving the Cardinals no matter what to every chance he can, he's kicking them right in the...
Absolutely.
Well, I'm just going to be
what?
honest. I think that's important on this radio. I think it's important to be honest about what you see and what I've seen. Well, I mean, since they lost yesterday to the Mets.
That really did it for you, huh?
Yeah, well, the White Sox did it for me.
But you were all rainbows and unicorns yesterday.
Yeah, I had hope. I don't know how much hope, but here's the positive side again. They're still only 5.5 games back.
Yeah.
That is, and I can assure you that is being talked about. Mm-hmm. You know what, guys? As poorly as we've played, look at the standings. We're dead last, but we're only 5.5 back.
Yeah.
Saying we got a chance.
Just wait till we catch fire.
Wait till we start hitting consistently. Now, I don't know when that'll be. They haven't shown it. Not at all. They haven't scored enough runs. Pitching has been outstanding. Kyle Gibson pitched another very, very good game yesterday. Kittredge gave up a shot, which he hasn't done at all this year, or not at all, but he hasn't done very often this year. And so this is on the offensive players. Like, they got to figure out who they are, what they are. What is their style? What is their identity? Who are they going to be? Are they going to be a base-to-base team? Are they going to be they're not a power team. They're not hitting the ball over the fence.
They're nothing.
Well,
they don't get on base. They don't get on base. They don't hit home runs. They don't slug. They don't do anything.
They're human beings.
Anthony, they're people, okay? Yeah. And they're working their butt off. I think
they are.
I think.
Let's not do the effort thing. We know they're trying.
They're not.
We know they're putting
trying.
in the work.
They're
I
just
get it.
not getting the job done.
That's correct. They're not producing.
Nobody cares if you're trying. You can be Charlie Try Hard all you want. If you don't win or don't succeed, no one cares.
You're talking to me like I don't. I know that.
I'm just saying. I
stink.
It's taken me some time to get here. I've been around you all, you know. And I wasn't going to come over to that side, but I'm inching closer.
Yes, we welcome
We
you.
don't want you.
Yeah, you do. You want me, Jamie.
You're darn right I do.
What's just happening? So Marsh threw out the question: is the Cardinals lineup built on hope and not enough sample size? And what he means by that is you got Contreras, you got Goldschmidt, you got Arenado, you got three veterans that have done it a long time. The rest of the lineup is filled. The starting lineup is filled with guys like Mason Wynn when he was up, Jordan Walker, even Lars Nootbaar doesn't have a huge sample size. Same thing with Brendan Donovan, only a couple of seasons. So are they based on hope? I think we've seen enough out of most of the lineup to know that this lineup is underperforming greatly. Mason Wynn, for being a young guy, is actually one of the few that are producing. Jordan Walker, what are you going to do? Young guy, wasn't producing, you sent him down. Dylan Carlson just got back and hasn't hit, but we got to give him a little bit of time. Otherwise, you got veteran. You got mostly
Nolan
veteran
Gorman
players.
considered a young guy that's not producing?
Yeah,
Is Lars Nootbaar considered a young guy that's not producing?
I think you've seen enough out of Newt to know that he's underperforming.
He got a hit yesterday.
Yeah, he said yes. Raised the average to 175.
Smoking.
Yeah,
What are you going to get? How do you get better? Other than just going out there every single day and doing it until it happens and clicks. I don't know when this team or if this team is going to hit that spot where they finally collectively are doing it all together because they haven't shown it yet this year. And that's frustrating.
There's nothing really to say.
I don't even know what to say.
They're real. I mean, I'm serious. There's nothing to say.
How do you get out of this funk as a team? You guys have been,
There's a few ways.
You've been pro athletes before. Let's keep it PG here. What do you do to get out of,
You have a night
something
out
like that
as a group.
Yeah, no, but seriously,
go to dinner.
like let's throw in something
And forget about what has taken place up until this point. And then you find a villain, whoever it is. Like you find, for me, if I hated something or someone, I was good. Like I couldn't play. Like I had to have control, but if I was just, it's a good day, I had to feel like someone did something and I got to respond. And normally I would respond with violence, and I enjoyed that. And I think a lot of people, football players, hockey players, sometimes you got to find the thing that's the chip on your shoulder that says, oh, they think I suck. Oh, okay. And you have to go out there and say, I'm going to show you. And even if you have to make up that person, I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I particularly like just screaming at random players on the other team and them looking around like, why is he yelling at me? What did I do?
Look at that monster.
That's right. I'm coming for you. Yeah, you know why. No, I don't.
Could it be the fans? Like, could you?
Yes.
Fight the
It could be
fans.
us.
Yeah, like not fight them.
He said,
Sorry.
have the chip.
Well, you're
Be
talking
angry.
about violence, and he's talking about the fans. I'm like,
You
Marsh,
don't want to take a bat to the
No.
stands.
that depends what city you're in.
I mean, if you're a Milwaukee Buck, it could pass, but
That's basketball.
You do it in Philly, it's at your own risk.
Yeah, because they might hit you with a brick that they brought in with them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, brick.
Brick.
Yeah.
I think the other problem is most of the lineup is struggling. So if it was only a couple of guys, it'd be different. But most of the lineup is struggling. So most of the confidence is down.
They are third to last in OPS as a team. You know who's 30th?
the team that you just
The White
lost
Sox.
to.
Yeah, there you go.
Always
Good
the White
answer.
Sox.
Good answer. Good answer. 29th? You all want to guess who that is?
The Marlins.
There you go. Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
The 28th team in OPS in Major League Baseball. Your St. Louis Cardinals.
How are our numbers worse than the
And we're
Rockies?
just 1 point above the Marlins.
In some areas, yeah,
I
but
just
not in all.
saw a tweet the other day. I mean, it's probably been maybe a week, but they just finally had their first lead of the season like a week ago.
Ouch. It's bad here.
Well, they're going to hit a lot of.
So the Rockies
home
have
runs
a
out
worse WRC plus than the Cardinals. Throw out a statistic. What do you want?
Let's go with RBI.
No, go with RBI.
Cardinals are 29th. The Rockies are 28th.
Okay.
They've got 3 more runs driven in than you do.
Must be the altitude.
Must be the altitude. On base, the Rockies 297, Cardinals 293. Slug, the Rockies are 363, Cardinals 332. So, yeah, they're better than you in some categories. Not by much, but they're better than you. It's awful.
It's not great, man.
The whole thing stinks.
How again? There is nothing. Cardinal fans, you're going to hate this because there's nothing you can do.
No.
Other than maybe letting Fermin play if he got 2 hits last night. But other
That's the
than
funny part. This is where we're at. Like,
let the guy play.
Let the guy play. We're talking about Jose Fermin.
He was hitting really well. He had a 1.12 something in OPS in
Carey,
in Memphis.
I'm talking about the overall problem with what you're saying.
What you got is what you got. You get what you get, and you don't have a fit. That's what they tell the kids in second grade. You get what you get, and you don't have a fit. This is what you got, Anthony. You don't have a fit. You do what you got with who you got, and you don't complain. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to put a lineup out there every single day, and those guys are going to play whether you like it or not. And if they ain't hitting, guess what you do tomorrow? You rinse and repeat. You put the same guys out there again. Because at some point, Anthony, they're going to show you what they show on the back of that baseball card, and those are some pretty damn good players. I don't know what day that is. We might be 15 games out by then. Who knows? But at some point, might be too little too late. Or it might not ever happen. I don't know.
You're in the bargaining stage right now, at least. You are bargaining with yourself.
As he's talking, he almost wants to argue with himself.
Almost.
Trying to figure it out. Close.
Let's hear from Janet, who left us a mic drop. Let Carey take a second here.
Explain to me, what is the incentive for producing? You produce and you do good, and guess what? They put you on the bench. I think Ali decided that this would be another good series to lose. Let's just sit down all the players that are producing and put in people that can't hit, can't catch. Let's just do that.
Jan, with all due respect, it's only for mean. That's what we're talking about.
Well, Mason Wynn's not in the lineup, but he's been cooled a little bit. Yeah,
you got three guys right now. You got Contreras. You got Contreras. You got Wynn, and now recently Fermin. It's a problem. The offense is a problem. It's the point I was trying to make last week. It's the offense.
And my question, and to you, and to any person that is listening, what do you do?
What would I do?
What would you do?
I'm trading everybody.
That's not. I don't think that's feasible.
That's what I'm doing.
I don't think.
I'm putting them all in the trade market.
You are going.
I'm starting over.
Oh my God.
And I'm going with a youth movement.
You're going to rebuild from scratch.
Yes.
And lose how many games?
I might not lose at all. I'm already losing. I'm calling Toronto. I'm saying, hey, you wanted Newt 2 years ago. You still want him?
No.
Let's go.
No, thank you.
Let's roll.
And
I'm trading everybody.
They're going to look at the numbers and say, what do you get in return?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Hopefully a winning player.
Not in Toronto.
Oh, man.
No, probably not. I'll call Oakland. They wanted him too. Hey, Oakland's 17-19. 17-20 after today.
Their record better than ours?
Yeah. Get 2 more wins than you do. 1 fewer loss as of now.
Oh, my goodness.
Losing 6-0 to the Rangers right now. But, yeah, I'm starting over. Is it irrational? No. You want to know what I would do, Carey? Cleaning house.
I don't think you can do that.
Then I'm building a damn team on pitching and defense, and that's it.
That's what you have right now.
It's a
hell of a job, Anthony.
I'm signing guys
that want to be here.
Professional hitters.
That want to be here.
Just want to be here.
Yeah.
That have been here before.
Mm-hmm. Look,
Good leaders.
I don't know what you do. You can't do anything.
There
right
is
now.
not much you can do.
No.
I mean, again, the players have to perform better. They all know that. They're frustrated. They are more frustrated than we are. Let's be honest. I've been in that situation. I've been on a team that stinks, and there is nowhere to hide. Nowhere. You go out for dinner with your family and people looking at you, got the damn nerve to be eating food? The hell are you doing? You're not taking at bats? There is nowhere you want to go. Mm-hmm. Go to the grocery store. You buying milk? The hell are you doing? Why ain't you in the batting cage? My son needs milk. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, he can drink when you start hitting.
That's the mindset. Yes. So they feel worse than we do, but again, nobody feels bad for them.
No,
because they got a job to do and they're not performing at that level yet.
That's correct. All right, what does Drew Bannister? What does the Drew Bannister hiring mean for the roster overall, or the roster as it's currently constructed? We'll get back into that conversation next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey with big news from Window Nation. It is their semi-annual sale now through May 31st, and it's a really big deal. For a limited time only, Window Nation is celebrating by giving you 50% off of all windows, along with 0% interest for 5 years, plus an additional bonus savings offer when you schedule that appointment right now. If your old windows leak water, have condensation, are moldy or rotten, maybe they get too hot to the touch, or you're just tired of paying high utility bills for heating and air conditioning, or maybe you want to upgrade the look and feel of your home, then you need to reach out to Window Nation, because their semi-annual sale is right now and you can replace your windows and save a big deal. Hurry. This month only, get 50% off of all windows plus 0 interest for 5 years. Bonus savings offer when you schedule your appointment today. Put an end to your window problems and get them installed before the summer heat. Schedule a fast, no obligation, in-home consultation with the pros at Window Nation. It is easy. Call 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Again, that's 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com.
Well, as I said, I think our goal is to have to get the most out of the players that are here now, and to have the ability to input younger players like we did last year and moving forward. Quite honestly, like the guys from last year's draft, the only player I think we talked about at the end of the year that's going to be here that's going to really want to push for a job is Dvorsky, but that's going to grow each year. There's other guys that are on American League deals that want to come in and push and prod, and as I said, we're going to be observant of what's available in free agency if we can improve that team. So I think if you were to bring in a coach with 1,000+ games that's looking for a Stanley Cup on his resume to end his career, there's different organizations that are further along than that. So what we're trying to do is bring the proper coach in for us, but not saying that we don't expect to be successful and have a good year.
So is Doug Armstrong earlier today announcing that Drew Bannister will be the full-time head coach now for the St. Louis Blues with Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Jamie, what does this decision to remove the interim tag and make Drew Bannister the full-time head coach, what does this say about the current roster, guys like Pavel Buchnevich, who, his future seems to be kind of up in the air from a contract standpoint? What does it say about the younger guys and whether or not they may get an extended run here? Guys, I'm talking about like Dvorsky or some of these other players that weren't necessarily on the NHL roster this season, but could have an opportunity in training camp. What is, if anything, what does this decision mean for a lot of these veteran players with expiring contracts as well as the young guys?
Yeah, so I think that what Army's trying to say there, hidden in those words, Trojan horsed in what he's saying, is that they're going to continue with a bit of a youth movement here. And that, guys like Dalibor, Dvorsky are going to have a really good chance, really good opportunity to make the club out of training camp. That players like Zach Bolduc are going to be looking to take those big steps again. Zach Dean's going to have to be counted on to come in and be better than he was last year. So I think from a roster standpoint, for any of those complimentary spots, like the Kasperi Kapanen spot or the Verana spot at the start of the last season,
go to young guys. I'm cool with that.
And I'm okay with it. Because what did those other guys do with those spots anyways?
Nothing.
They did absolutely nothing with it. And listen, I'm a big Kasperi Kapanen fan of the individual. He works really hard. He's a fast skater. He's a great teammate, but he just couldn't produce.
Yeah.
Bottom line, he couldn't produce. And so you'd like to think that with the exact same amount of ice time, that Zach Bolduc could probably produce more.
Sure.
So why not give him that opportunity?
I'm with you.
There will be some bumps in the road because he's a young guy learning, and you're going to make mistakes while on the job. That just happens. But let's isolate some of the other young guys. Let's look at Jake Neighbors. He had 27 goals last year.
Right.
Started on the fourth line for this Blues team. Ended up on the first power play unit just raking in front of the net. So that experiment went well. Matthew Kessel, that experiment went well. And that was a big Bannister push, by the way. Mm-hmm. Bannister pushed for Matthew Kessel. Had him in the minors and just said he was a really solid player, deserved his opportunity, NHL size, NHL speed. And when he got here, he played a lot. And that was another Drew Bannister development of a player. So when you're looking at the young guys, I like where the Blues are at. And I think that, with all these draft picks that they've had over the last couple of years, that is going to continue to evolve into something good. As far as the veteran guys, like what does it mean for a Pavel Buchnevich? I don't think it changes anything. Buch still played a ton last year. Played all over the place. I think he'd like to play somewhere other than center. But you were forced into doing that because you had a lack of depth at center when you're the Blues. So what does it mean for some of the guys who are, still on the roster looking to come back, like a Kevin Hayes? What does it mean for him? I don't know. Kevin Hayes is going to have a really good offseason. And what I mean by that is get himself going. Get on the ice more. Get some skill work in. Get some conditioning in. Whatever it is right now, as an older veteran guy who's slowing down a little bit, he's got to find a way to get that pace back, or I don't know where you play him moving forward, because he just slowed right down production to 29 points in 79 games. It's not really what you wanted. It's a $3.5 million player. You need more from him. So for some of those guys, I think it means maybe less opportunity and more opportunity for the young guys, because of the way this team is going, like the directions they're headed into.
Sure. By the way, Drew Bannister will be joining us at 4:15. So following the Gauntlet, Drew Bannister will be joining us again at 4:15. So we'll talk to him about his plan moving forward here. What else do we need to know about this, Jamie? Like, what else do we need to know about the decision here? I think it's interesting that you bring up the fact that I like what Doug Armstrong did a year ago at the trade deadline when he got guys like Kapanen, even Verana. It made sense at the time to bring in those guys. Maybe you catch lightning in a bottle with one of those guys, if not both. It didn't happen that way. I'm cool with that, with them going more in a youth movement. And it seems like Drew Bannister, someone that does have that minor league experience working with some of these players, it does make sense to go in that direction. Is this a situation, do you think, that, going back to your comment about Gerard from Colorado, that Bannister can grow with these young guys and all of a sudden you have a young core with a head coach that has worked with them through the minors and up? Do you think that's part of the process in this decision-making for Doug Armstrong? I think it's certainly in there, yeah. I mean, why else would you go with the same guy again, the guy that's developed some of these young players? And when we think about some of the head coaches that have evolved in the NHL, it's kind of been the right recipe, is to give them a younger team that they've worked with in the minors or that they've developed even at the NHL level and see how far they can push that group. And then once that group hits the spot where you become a contender as far as, the division or even the conference, that's when you're winning, man. It's no different. The secret sauce is really no different than what you see from Major League Baseball teams. You go sign the guys that you need to put you over the top, but otherwise you draft and develop from within, and you find a manager or coach that can do that. Mm-hmm. So Drew Bannister has proven that he can develop at the younger ages. He won the Memorial Cup, or won the OHL title with the Sioux Greyhounds. That's younger junior hockey players. Moved up to the American Hockey League, had a great run. What, they go to the finals last year in the American Hockey League? I think they did. That's development right there. So now the next step is to give him a younger-ish team in the NHL that he knows that he has developed to at least a good percentage of the players, and give him the baton. Let him go. Let's see what kind of changes he makes. Let's see if they add a coach to his staff. Mm-hmm. Based on what I'm hearing, Steve Ott and Mike Weber are going to stay, which is great. I think that's a good idea too. Those are two younger coaches as well. So I like the vibe. Now, will they add another guy that maybe Drew Bannister knows or has worked with before? I think it's in play, but I don't know 100%. But I like the hire, right? I like the hire, and I want to see what this team can do under Drew Bannister. We're going to play Are You Sold next. If you have an Are You Sold statement that you want to send to us, you can text us into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Again, we'll play Are You Sold next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals lost last night to the New York Mets by a final score of 4-3. They'll be back in action tonight as Miles Michaelis takes on Jose Butto, 6:45 first pitch. Big news of the day is the interim tag has been removed as the St. Louis Blues agree to a 2-year extension with Drew Bannister as its new head coach. We'll have Drew Bannister on the show at 4:15, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find our full show there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Are You Sold coming up next. So if you have an Are You Sold statement, send it our way to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Are You Sold coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. Time to play Are You Sold? If you have an Are You Sold, you can send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Marsh, what are you seeing? All right, from the 636, are you sold that another 70-win season will not result in John Mozeliak stepping down?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that.
Yeah,
because this organization takes the long view on everything. They're risk averse. I've said this for years now.
What would be, well, we haven't heard much from old Kyle Bloom as of late, have we?
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, like maybe that was part of bringing him in to usher in a new thought process. So if they do stink again, there's kind of you already have someone in place to kind of take that role over. But I don't know. Like I think I don't know. I don't know if they would go in a different direction, and he would only have one more year left after this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I also wonder, and I don't have any inside information, but I do wonder if they've already started the process of limiting Mo's decision making.
Right.
Which, by the way, might be scary. You think that's good, but if they've already started that process,
and this is what we have,
and we're still seeing similar results, then the problem, because everybody wants to blame Mo, and I understand that. And I'm not saying now isn't a good time to move forward and get a changing of the guard. But if they already started that process, and he's less involved than he has been over the last decade plus, and these are the results, man, that's scary as hell. That's worse.
Yeah, I agree.
From the 314,
not great.
Not great.
Are you sold on the Battlehawks winning this weekend or going to the title game this year?
Yes.
Yes. They've dominated opponents.
Have you not watched the Battlehawks play?
The offense is excellent. The defense has been has gotten better each and every week. The special teams is one of the best. I think that. I mean, this upcoming week, we joke about it with the Blues and we've joked about it with the Cardinals. We're about to find out a lot.
Yeah.
But Birmingham is undefeated. Birmingham's undefeated. So if you're able to play your game, look like you have over the last 4 or 5 weeks now against Birmingham, there's no reason to think otherwise. That the Battlehawks can't reach the conference title game and get into the UFL championship.
Yeah, I think this is a preview of maybe the championship game here. These two teams meeting now. I mean, they're both at the top of their conference. It's going to be awesome. And I think the Battlehawks are getting to the championship game.
Damn right they are.
And I think that there's extra motivation there. I think that this team wants to be on that field in the Battle Dome in the championship game. I think that would be pretty sick.
I think the UFL needs the Battlehawks in the championship game.
Oh, are you going conspiracy here?
Well, that's
It's not even a conspiracy.
Wow.
I think it's a fact.
I mean, I don't think he's wrong.
I don't think he's wrong either.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Here, I thought the Battlehawks were good. You guys are just telling me it's a whole conspiracy.
Okay, Jamie.
I don't like your
Where's your
attitude.
jump to conclusion, Matt? Because you just completely jumped to a
just
conclusion.
said it, and Carey backed it up.
Well, They need to be in the championship game.
Well, what? Define need.
The league.
Because they're the best team. They're the best team in the league, and you want your best product on the field.
not what they're saying.
They are the best team, but they also draw the most fans, which is why.
So you're saying the league would benefit tremendously from having the Battlehawks in the final?
The league would definitely benefit from having 40, 50,000 people in the
Well,
stadium.
I believe in you, Battlehawks. I don't care what Carey says.
Well, plus they need to be in there because Anthony needs to make a call in the final game.
He's getting a headset that isn't plugged in.
Just have the wire hanging out,
you gotta do
connected to nothing.
And they'll give him his own personal get-back guy.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I bet you are.
It's like one of those little cars where there's two driver's seats, but one of them, the steering wheel doesn't actually work.
Either way, I'd be on the sidelines.
It's true.
That's fine.
Get back. Get back.
Maybe we'll just make you the get-back coach for Anthony Bact. I think that'd be funny to watch you grabbing him the whole game.
He would be too busy watching the game.
The whole
He's a
game.
big guy, too.
It
He's too
is.
busy watching the game.
Anthony? Yeah, you get sidetracked.
Oh, yeah. He'd be at a 50-yard line. It's like, why aren't you doing your job? I'm watching this game.
I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
When do I get to call my play, Coach?
Yeah, you don't.
Hang on. I'll let you know.
You should wait there. Your time is coming.
From the 314, are you sold on Mizzou football next year? They're getting quite a bit of hype, but nobody seems to be talking about the fact that they lost one of the nation's top rusher.
Absolutely, but you also are bringing back your quarterback. You've got stability along your offensive line. You got stability.
Stolen all the best players. I mean, they've transferred.
Stolen.
Recruited. That's a better word for it.
Other teams recruit, you steal? Come on, Jamie.
No,
That's it. That's absurd.
Anthony, it's what I said and what you heard. It's two different things.
I think it's what you said and what he heard.
Carey, I didn't ask you.
Thank you, Carey.
Oh, okay. Best buds, huh?
Yeah, damn right. I think Mizzou's going to have a really nice season. A lot of it does come down to your schedule. You know, it's not like in other sports where you look at it. You know, football. The NFL, it's even tough to predict. You know, like you go down the schedule and everybody has fun with it, but that's tough. In college football, I think it matters. And you look at Mizzou's schedule next year, it's not that daunting. And they're going to be a good team.
They're going to be a playoff team.
I think so, too.
I believe they're a playoff team next year.
Yeah, you got Murray State, Buffalo, two non-conference games. Boston College, another non-conference. Vanderbilt.
Win.
You're at College Station. UMass. You host Auburn. You do go to Tuscaloosa this year. You host Oklahoma, South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Arkansas.
That 10 wins?
Absolutely.
All right, Tigers. Good luck.
Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College, Vanderbilt,
I gave him love.
UMass.
Whoa.
Gave him love. Say good luck.
Your daughter got to you.
She did text me and tell me I was a great dad.
Did she? That was nice.
She's like, I love you, Dad. I'm like,
Really?
You know.
She wants money.
I'm doing something for her. Yeah.
Post-grad.
From the 314, are you sold on the only way to fix the Cardinals' offense is to turn the tree in my backyard struck by lightning last night into baseball bats and burn Lightning Boy or Wonder Boy on all of them?
It's either that or you let me have a chance to trade everybody.
Or
Like
just
I
find
wanna
an
do.
old baseball player that got shot in the ribs when he was younger.
Either way.
I don't think any of those are viable options, fellas.
I've not seen Roy Hobbs hit.
Well, here's what I think. I don't know that he still has it at this stage of his.
Can't be any worse than what we're watching.
Maybe not. I think you all are just gonna have to ride this one out.
I'd
See
rather
where it
not.
goes. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to.
Don't tell me what to do.
You're gonna get the same lineup, rinse and repeat. And at some point, fellas,
I wouldn't even mind that. Just keep Mason winning the damn lineup.
I don't know why
The
he's not
crawdaddy's
playing.
got to eat.
Yeah. And
What?
Jamie. Jamie.
I didn't say anything.
You're like all the roasters going after Gronk's intelligence in the Tom Brady
I didn't
roast.
say anything about Gronk.
Keep going back at it.
I didn't get to watch the rest of it last night. I gotta watch it.
Watched past Belichick. Chris and I
I
watched
haven't
past
watched
Belichick.
any of it yet because there's been
really
children
good.
around the whole time.
Oh,
It's-
can't have that happen.
yeah.
It's funny.
It is funny.
Well, guys, I'll get back to you next week because
All right.
got the kids all week.
Fair.
And then, of course, I got to go to Vegas on Thursday.
You gotta go to Vegas. Sorry that you gotta go to Vegas.
Business trip.
Sorry, Jamie.
Sorry about that.
4 days.
Can we all talk about, we said yesterday that we were all going to show up wearing Be Patient shirts, and none of us did, but Carey did.
Yeah.
I'm
We
the only
apologize
one
to Carey.
that listens
Hey, we
and
got
follows
him, boys.
directions.
We got him.
Clearly.
I'm not even going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Carey.
Yeah, you
we
did.
let you down.
Yeah, you all did.
I can
You're
only
fun.
find my shirt.
You all are just not good teammates.
Wow, Carey.
Yeah.
If you came here trying to hurt me today, you have.
I'm sorry. Not sorry.
That really hurts.
You all let me down.
Good teammates.
Kind of like watching the Cardinals day after day.
Good leadership would have reminded us, I think.
Who? You got a point.
Hey, guys, don't forget. We're wearing our Be Patient t-shirts.
At least
I got mine on today.
All right, let's do one more here from the 636. Are you sold on the Cardinals ownership refusing to make drastic changes to their coaching staff because they expected these results and had zero intentions on competing this season?
That would be sick.
Had not sold on that.
That would be sickening.
We can't look.
That would be sick.
I want to get into the why do the card. Are they going to stick with what they have? Do they have a plan B and all that? But we can't do this. We can't play both sides of it. Where we're like, they're complete idiots. They don't know what they're doing, and then turn around and say they're masterminds. They wanted to lose. They're either incompetent, they don't know what they're doing, or they've got a direct plan. And they're executing their direct plan.
This is not the direct plan.
I agree. We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN.
Purchase an HVAC system and receive a $1,600 rebate, a 16-year warranty at SwissAirSTL.com.
Looking to save money on your car or your home insurance? Please call Tracy Bibb with the Bibb Agency. Allstate Insurance and Tracy Bibb, they're going to give you that personal attention that you require from your agent. You guys have heard me talk about it before. I had insurance needs in the past to call a 1-800 number, talk to somebody that didn't know my policy, didn't know what I was calling for, and then ultimately having to explain myself to somebody else. It was a process that I just knew I didn't like. So when I met Tracy Bibb, and Tracy took great care of me right away, got me the best rate available while making sure I was properly covered in all areas. I just knew that that's what I wanted to go with, was Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency, and you should too. You get that great customer service, again, with the proper coverage. When you pick up the phone, you get to talk to somebody who knows you. And all you have to do to get a free non-committal quote is give Tracy Bibb a call at 314-328-4260. Again, that number is 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey, we didn't let you down, buddy.
Hey!
Oh, yeah.
We got our T-shirts.
Came through. Thank you, Mike Ryder, for being the best teammate of them all. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm wearing mine like a bib.
Yeah, I'm wearing mine like this.
Yeah.
For now.
You're not putting them on?
I don't know what you all are doing.
I don't know.
Why would you?
Well, Carey, you're playing with your package that you got from Lisa.
I was trying to.
Listener Lisa gave us all like personalized little gifts.
By the way, these
nice
are,
little handwritten notes.
If you want to buy these Be Patient shirts, you can go to the website, 101ESPN.com.
Yeah.
Available now.
Well, are they actually, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mike Ryder's giving us a thumbs up. Yeah, Lisa gave us all like personalized little gifts. I got a bracelet that says on the inside, "Man Soda, Tight Cheeks, Oppo Taco, Friends Forever." That's like dunk sayings. Just incredibly
Dunk shirts,
thoughtful.
Available as well, Anthony.
There you go.
I got this.
I got coasters with my signature and Super Bowl champion.
No way.
That is pretty dang
Holy
good.
smokes,
Thank you.
Lisa. That was
is
incredibly
awesome.
kind of you.
I got
Very
this.
sweet.
I don't know what you call it. It's a piece of wood. It's bourbon and wine wood design, and it's all of the distilleries in Kentucky, and it comes with little chips that you put in each time you visit one of the distilleries. There's a lot of them on here, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
I plan on visiting every single one.
I'm sure you do.
Lisa, thank you very
Yes,
much.
Lisa, thank you very
You
much.
bring me something back, and I'll put it on my coaster as I
Yeah.
drink it.
There you go.
Bring an empty bottle back.
I think that's what Carey means.
When Adam
What I bring
Wainwright
back won't fit on that.
played at the Grand Ole Opry, it is everyone that played. It's like a promotional.
That's really cool.
The concert poster.
Hey,
That's really nice.
That is awesome. Lisa, you are amazing. Thank you so
this
much.
is great.
Yeah,
And
with
the
a nice,
card,
yeah,
the
nice
card,
little
the card
handwritten
is
note.
awesome as well.
Lisa always comes through.
She does. She's very sweet. And you know what? She always participates in the show. She's always herself. Very passionate Cardinals fan. And, we appreciate you, Lisa. Thank you. So if you're listening right now after dropping off the gifts, thank you very much. Incredibly thoughtful.
Lisa came a long way, too. We know she lives over on the ill side there. So that's a serious trek.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was very nice.
Thank you,
We really
Lisa.
appreciate
very
it.
touched.
Thank you very much.
Big time. All right, so let's now talk about Lisa's Cardinals in a negative way, so she appreciates it. Starting off with, of course, they better get rid of Ollie Marmol. Something that she can appreciate.
We're going to reward her.
We're going to reward her. Let's fire Ollie Marmol. We do need a new Gauntlet contestant, too, by the way. So if you want to text in right now to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. You want to play in the Gauntlet, just text in Gauntlet. But we ended that previous segment talking about kind of this plan A, plan B for the Cardinals. And we got a text that, are you sold that the Cardinals knew that they weren't going to compete this year? That's why they brought back Ollie and all that. I just made the point, if we think that the front office is incompetent, then we can't also say that they have some grand master plan. Because if you're incompetent, you don't know what you're doing, you don't really have a plan, you're flying by the seat of your pants. I think the Cardinals believe, and this, I'm not saying this in a positive way, but Carey, I think the Cardinals believe that they have a roster that can compete, that they have certain players that eventually the counting numbers will all be there at the end, and they, as long as they get in, anything can happen. I think they truly believe that.
So I don't know if I asked you this or it was you, but I asked one of you all, where's Yachty? Like, that was one of the names this offseason.
He's not coming.
So, no.
Carey,
but
he's not coming.
listen to what I'm saying. Maybe he saw what we're seeing. Maybe he saw and said, yeah, I wouldn't want my name attached to this. Mm-hmm. And this is just speculation because we haven't heard from him. We haven't seen him. We don't know. He was supposed to be here and in some form, some fashion, some type of role. I don't know if he's ever been there at all in 24. I haven't heard his name. Haven't seen him. Didn't see him in spring training. Didn't hear. What did he know or what did he see and made, you know what, nah.
I also wonder if he's just living his life.
I wonder
Then why would you say he's going to be here?
Because maybe they thought he was. And then he just decided to go on and live his life.
So he said, "The hell with it! I know you're all going to pay me. I'll come, but maybe I won't. Maybe I won't be a part of it."
I personally think that Yachty thought he was going to get an elevated role immediately, And then when John Mozeliak told him he's going to be just this special assistant to the president in all these different areas, I think Yachty said, yeah, I got other things to do.
Sure.
I'd rather not just be a fluff position.
And I'm sorry, I don't blame the Cardinals for not just handing him a manager spot.
I don't think you should have handed him that, but
You shouldn't have done
just
it with.
But I guarantee that's what he wanted. A player of that ilk, he wants to step out and become the go-to guy immediately.
But you still had a contract. You still had a head coach, a manager under contract at that point. So there was, and then you re-signed him to an extension. So I didn't see.
Yeah, but Yachty got hired before the extension.
He did. And maybe the writing was on. Maybe he figured it out during that time. Oh yeah, we're going to extend.
Which is maybe
Ollie.
why they extended Ollie, is to take away some of that debate.
I don't know why he did that.
Buddy, I don't know either.
I'm not sitting here. Let one thing play out.
I'm not sitting here defending it at all.
Like if Ollie had a good season, I don't think I was here when they had the contract extension. I think I was in Florida.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I'm like, holy smokes! Like really? So why wouldn't you just let that play out? Who was going to be
stability?
Clamoring?
Anthony.
Who was going to be clamoring for Ollie's knowledge and all that stuff if he had a decent year? Because they weren't going to have a great year. You don't have a great roster.
I
think they think they do.
There you go.
I know. That's what I said. That's what I said 6 months
You beat
ago.
me to it. I was thinking the same damn thing.
And why wouldn't you think that if all things were true, if everybody were playing up to their capability offensively, you changed the pitching staff, you got better pitching, which we have seen. We may not have believed it, in spring training or in the offseason, but it has been an upgrade from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you believe that offensively that this team would not be much better? Because you assume that Paul Goldschmidt is not going to be batting 203 with 2 home runs or 3 or whatever it is. You assume that Jordan Walker would be your everyday right fielder and not be sent down.
Mm-hmm.
You assume that Nolan Gorman would have probably 8 to 10 home runs at this point. He doesn't. You would assume that Nolan Arenado would probably have more than 2 or 3 home runs.
Right.
They don't. So
what's the plan B?
There isn't one.
Exactly.
The plan B is what plan A was. Be better.
Okay, so that
They
is
literally
part
don't
of,
have another plan.
Exactly.
There is no other plan.
That's the problem. I understand plan B is never going to be as great as plan A, but you still have to have a plan B. Worst case scenario. Sure. Worst case scenario, Paul Goldschmidt.
It's always a good idea.
Okay, guys, let's not go down that route, okay?
What?
Paul Goldschmidt, 37-something years old, his production falls off a cliff. What's the plan B?
There isn't one.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is.
Dangerous.
We're going to bring in Matt Carpenter and Brandon Crawford, and we're going to fill out the bottom of the roster with guys who no longer can play.
So let me ask you this. Had they brought someone in that was younger and was a first baseman, would he be playing over Paul Goldschmidt now, even though he's not playing really well?
For me, yes.
He's not.
I would have traded Goldschmidt a year ago.
He's here.
And everybody laughed at me. How could you do that?
We were in agreement.
You're a horrible human being.
Now
what?
for different reasons.
Well, that's true.
That's
Nah.
way different.
You got me there. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that if you brought in a player not named Matt Carpenter or Brandon Crawford and he was a first baseman, a younger player with power, that he would be starting every day at first base right now. He wouldn't.
No.
So it wouldn't matter. There was no plan B. Plan A is plan B, C, D, E. It's the same plan.
Well, guess what?
You're in dead last in the
over.
division. Oh my God.
Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Gentlemen, are you currently paying too much for your ED meds? Stop that. Get over to the medicine shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. They have a generic called sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. I have seen this advertised other places. I have not seen it for less than $2 a pill. And you get that over at the medicine shop in St. Charles. Of course, prescription is required. And you don't have to live close to the medicine shop to cash in on all the savings. You also have free discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace. And that's of any medicines that you take on a regular basis. And I always say, don't worry about getting to the pharmacy when the pharmacy can get to you. I take full advantage of that program. I absolutely love it. But when I do have other questions or need to stop by the pharmacy, I get over there and I see my pharmacy family. They have unbelievable customer service, great knowledge, and I just like the attitude. They're always happy, and they take care of everything with a smile on their face, and they make sure that you leave there completely satisfied with your experience at the medicine shop in St. Charles. So again, stop by the facility, or if nothing else, at least visit them online at stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
Four warriors, four categories, one challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
Time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 401. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, and we've got Chauncey on the line. What's up, Chauncey?
What's the word? What's the word? How y'all doing?
Love to hear from you as always. I know you frequent the mic drop feature on the 101 ESPN app, man, so we appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing.
Yes, for sure. I love the show.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, Chauncey, going with Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me today?
I was thinking about it, man. I was torn between you and Carey, man. I think I'm gonna go ahead and ride with I'm gonna go and flip the switch and go with Jamie.
I like that a lot. All right, so Jamie, get into the cone of silence,
Chauncey,
man.
good luck, buddy.
Yeah, good luck to you, too.
Thank you.
All right, so Jamie's making his way into the cone of silence. Go ahead, Chauncey. Tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
All right, Mark, spin that wheel. Don't land it on hockey, man, please.
We hoping for anything but hockey?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm hoping for that, too. What do we got, fellas?
Ooh, it looks like it's going to be random today.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm a random type of guy.
All right, there you go. All right, so as Marsh gets us the launch codes for random, you're going to get 4 questions, all worth 2 points unless you need the options. Those questions become worth 1 point if you get it right. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, Chauncey, here we go. Question number 1. Deadpool himself, Ryan Reynolds, is one of the owners of which Welsh soccer team?
Oh, man, I didn't think I was that random of a guy. Let me see here. Let me get them options, man.
All right, Manchester United, Wrexham, or AFC Richmond?
I'm going to go with Manchester United since that's the only one I know.
Okay, final answer?
Final answer.
All right, question number 2. In the 2005 comedy classic Wedding Crashers, Will Ferrell's character of Chaz Reinhold yells at his mother to bring him what?
Repeat that again, man. That was kind of long. Yeah.
Okay, in the 2005 comedy classic Wedding Crashers, Will Ferrell's character of Chaz Reinhold yells at his mother to bring him what?
Oh, man. I wasn't. Hey, give me the options, man. Dang, I know.
Is it meatloaf, candy, or cigarettes?
It was the meat. No, it was the cigarettes. Final answer.
All right.
Question number 3. According to sports apparel retailer Lids, last season's best-selling NFL jersey belonged to whom?
Last season, best-selling NFL jersey. It's either Pat Mahomes or Go with I was just going with my gut, man. I'm going with Mahomes, my homeboy. Final answer.
All right, Chauncey, last question. Over the weekend, the Buffalo Bills used a 7th-round draft pick on Travis Clayton, who has never played a snap of football. Instead, Clayton is known for participating in what other team sport?
He's a football player. Football players usually but hockey players. Let's go with hockey. Final answer. Jamie might know that one. All right.
Hockey, final answer. We're going to bring back Jamie right now from the Cone of Silence. Chauncey, how you feeling?
Man, I'm it's not looking good.
Well, we'll see how Jamie does here. All right, Jamie, back from the Cone of Silence.
Yeah.
Who you chatting with? Mike Ryder's back.
Mike Ryder's back.
Back from vacation.
Yeah. How'd my guy Chauncey do?
Well, go ahead.
Pack a lunch.
Yep. Okay.
You ready?
No, sure.
Random.
Oh, baby.
Random.
Let's go.
Is your category. Deadpool himself, Ryan Reynolds, is one of the owners of which Welsh soccer team?
It's Wrexham, isn't it? Damn near killed him. No. Yes. Wrexham, or however you say that. Final answer.
All right, Jamie. In the 2005 comedy classic Wedding Crashers, Will Ferrell's character of Chaz Reinhold yells at his mother to bring him what?
Oh, I totally forget. I think I'll know it when I hear it. Give me the options.
Is it meatloaf, candy, or cigarettes?
Meatloaf, final answer.
Question number 3. According to sports apparel retailer Lids, last season's best-selling NFL jersey belonged to whom?
Like the individual or the team?
The individual.
Okay. I have no idea where to begin. Give me the options, please.
Options are Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, or Micah Parsons.
Oh, wow. Okay. Those are 3 pretty good options. Patrick Mahomes seems like the tap-in, which means for Anthony Stalter's strategy, that won't be the answer. Tyreek Hill. I think it's Micah Parsons, and here's my reasoning, is that the Cowboys are the most popular team still. I think from a nationwide thing that people know who the Cowboys are more than others. That's where I'm going with it, man. Micah Parsons, final answer.
Question 4, Jamie. Over the weekend, the Buffalo Bills used a 7th-round draft pick on Travis Clayton, who has never played a snap of football. Instead, Clayton is known for participating in what other sport?
Oh, Oh, yeah. Rugby? I think it's rugby. Rugby, final answer.
All right, let's go over these. Chauncey versus Jamie today in random. We'll just start at the top, go straight down, I guess.
Oh, we both did that bad?
Deadpool himself, Ryan Reynolds, is one of the owners of which Welsh soccer team? Chauncey, you went with Manchester United. Jamie, you went with Wrexham, or Wrexham.
Yeah.
Wrexham damn near killed him.
Yes, sir.
Correct answer is
Wrexham.
Oh.
of the English Football Premier League.
Jamie, yep.
Rex in effect.
Jamie with 2 points on that one. In the 2005 comedy classic Wedding Crashers, Will Ferrell's character of Chaz Reinhold yells at his mother to bring him what? Chauncey, you said cigarettes. Jamie, you said meatloaf. Correct answer is
Ma! Meatloaf!
Bring me the meatloaf.
Meatloaf! Ma!
What is she?
It's a Bob Freak meatloaf, man.
What is she doing back there? Jamie up 3-0 on Chauncey. According to sports apparel retailer Lids, last season's best-selling NFL jersey belonged to whom? Chauncey went with Patrick Mahomes, no options. Jamie, after hearing the options, you went with the least obvious choice, but a connection to the most popular team.
Yeah. That's how I
Micah
got
Parsons. Correct answer is
Patrick Mahomes is not the answer. It is Michael Parsons.
nice job there, Jamie.
How could you do that to Chauncey? Sorry, Chauncey.
Why would you do me like
I'm sorry,
that, bro?
Chauncey. I wanted to see Jamie's face.
I pulled a hamstring on that one.
4-0. Over the weekend, the Buffalo Bills used a 7th-round draft pick on Travis Clayton, who has never played a snap of football. Instead, Clayton is known for participating in what other team sport? Chauncey, you went hockey. Jamie, you went rugby. Correct answer is
It is rugby.
Chauncey.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Chauncey.
Way harder than what it is, man. Way harder than what I thought it was, man. I promise you that when I'm in the car listening to y'all, I'll be answering and getting them right. Cool, man.
First of all,
I'm just going back to listening, man.
no, listen, we believe you, all right? And I'm going to tell everybody today that 6-0 final, hell of a lot closer than the final score would indicate.
Good job, Chauncey.
Chauncey, thanks for listening, man.
Have a good one, buddy.
See you,
Take
Chauncey.
care.
Oh, man.
All right. See ya. That's Chauncey here on 101 ESPN. Good stuff out of him.
Guys, texter troll here. I know we got to get to Drew Bannister coming up here, but Hockey Bob says Will Ferrell was not in Wedding Crashers. Look it up.
He was.
Hockey Bob struggles with some things.
What?
Hockey Bob likes to say a lot of things, some of which are correct. Some of it is not.
That is absolutely incorrect.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what movie you're thinking of, Hockey Bob, but Will Ferrell absolutely was in Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
He has the idea.
Hockey Bob may want to look it up.
Hockey Bob might want to look that up. Yeah, Will Ferrell's character is he's the mentor.
He tells him to start going to funerals instead of weddings.
Yes.
It's not a bad idea. It's sick and twisted, but it's not a bad idea.
Ma! Meatloaf!
When he's crying at the wedding, winks. Oh, boy.
I don't remember. He wasn't in it.
Oh, man.
What's that?
Because he doesn't remember he wasn't in it.
There you go.
Hockey Bob got blanked in the hockey category from Walrus King. He's right, because I think I beat him in hockey.
Oh, boy. Ooh.
Hockey Bob shouldn't take off his helmet. Don Wall. Snake Pit's on it.
Yeah,
Snake Pit's
they're
on
all
it.
over it.
All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Drew Bannister is going to join us next. We'll talk to the latest, the newest head coach for your St. Louis Blues here on 101 ESPN. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis, Super Bowl champ. Jamie Rivers, former Blues defenseman. I'm Anthony Stalter, and let's head to our 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by the next head coach of the St. Louis Blues here on the Blues Radio Network, 101 ESPN. Drew Bannister joins us live. Coach, we appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on having the interim tag removed and becoming full-time head coach.
Thanks for having me, and appreciate that. I'm excited to get started and excited for the opportunity again.
Banny, are you all the way back up in Thunder Bay right now?
Yeah, I'm up in Thunder Bay, enjoying our our spring weather up here, and kind of lounging on the bed right now with a sore back from raking the backyard and putting a trampoline together for my kids.
Those are a pain.
No rest for dads. I've done one too. They are, the springs are fun.
The forearms get burning a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every year I put it up and I failed to miss one part and I have to tear it back down.
No, I did that too. Oh.
Well, at least now you're the head coach and you can do it that way, Manny. Hey, just a little peek behind the curtain, maybe for some of our listeners and even for us here. How did the process work out? Because you're the interim head coach. We saw the end of the year press conference, and everybody knew there was going to be a process here. Maybe take us behind a little bit and talk about your process to get here with them.
Yeah, so the process started towards the end of the year in the last week, where Doug approached me and basically explained to me where we were in the process of hiring a head coach and where I sat with the organization at that time. And at that time, he had let me know that I was part of that going to be part of that process moving forward. And then from there, I went through an extensive interview process with Alex Dean and Peter Chiarelli and Scott Mellenby. That took pretty much a whole day to get through. And then, from that, just continuing conversations with Doug and Alex Dean to a point where we got to that I was offered the job here in the past few days, and then obviously working out the details in the contract.
So walk me through that a little bit, because how difficult or how different was it, rather, to have already coached for the majority of the season and then jumping back into an interview process? Was that a little more difficult, or was it almost easier because you'd been behind the bench?
I think it was easier, and the interview process itself was, just a lot of the understanding of where we are as a team and where, I foresee or my plans in the future for the team with the players, with the youth, with the leadership group, and how I foresee that, folding and moving forward with the organization. I think Doug and I, over the 4 months, had gained a lot of respect for each other and understood each other and, understood what we, who we were as people. And I think Doug had a good understanding of myself. And I think he wanted to kind of pass a little bit of that off to the management group and let them hear me out and get a better understanding of myself and how I saw the team moving forward.
Coach, congratulations on the contract extension and congratulations on, really taking over a team that was in a tough spot when you came in last season. What are you most looking forward to this offseason to prepare for the next season?
Well, I think that's what it is being prepared. I don't think you're ever prepared to take over midseason, another person's job at that time. I mean, you're focused, with the team that you were with, which was in Springfield for me, and making sure that we were developing players and putting our players in the best position to get ready for the NHL when they had that opportunity. And then within, a 1-minute phone call, that comes late at night, that challenge changes. So, the challenge for me coming in, although it was difficult, and, I think probably when you take over a team, the way I did, it's not an ideal situation, but I do give a lot of credit to the players and the staff that supported me coming in there. for, the success that, we turned ourselves around. We played some good hockey. We gave ourselves a chance. There's certainly some deficiencies in our game now that we see, that I have a better understanding in, and that we can dig into this summer and get ourselves prepared for training camp.
Blues head coach Drew Bannister joining us right now on the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Coach, we've heard we've heard the word style a lot throughout the day today. What will be Drew Bannister's style? What style of player the Blues going to have under Coach Bannister? I realize that your roster is not complete. Your offseason has not started, in terms of adding players and things like that. But what can you tell fans what they can expect out of your team stylistically next year?
I think the first and foremost is we're looking to be more aggressive, in areas that we felt, at times when we had success that we played well, and when we didn't have success, we seemed to be hesitant to do things the hard way, sometimes the easy way. But I think overall, it's just we have to be more aggressive. We have to use our youth and our skating ability to get pressure on the puck in all three zones and be more aggressive and be able to attack that way and spend less time defending and more time on the offense.
Coach, we kind of touched on it here just a minute ago, just kind of taking over in that situation. I want to go in a bit of a different direction. How hard was it for you to take over following in the footsteps of someone like Craig Berube that you knew was a fan favorite here, obviously the first head coach to win a Stanley Cup? And, how much went into that for you to kind of, get past that and let the team and the fans know that, hey, you're here to do business?
Yeah, no question. I have a lot of respect for Craig and him as a coach and a person, and certainly what he did for the organization and the fans and the team there. And for me personally, like he was a good mentor for me. Included me in a lot of the meetings that they had when we were there at development camp or the main camp leading into the season, which went a long way in my development as a coach. It's certainly difficult, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, everyone, no one cheers for someone to lose their job. We're all human beings. We want to see people succeed. And certainly for me going in, was it tough? Certainly it was. I knew what I was getting myself into, and being a first-time head coach, I knew there'd be some questions, about my abilities. But I think when I look back at my path as a coach, I've always strived and done well under pressure, and as a player also, and continue to kind of thrive in that atmosphere. And I think that was no different in St. Louis. We just got to work. I put my focus on my team and didn't worry too much about outside distractions or what people thought at that time. And the most important thing was, first and foremost was starting to take a look at the team, build relationships with the players, and get ourselves moving in the right direction.
Now, Coach, you've been around the game of hockey for a long time, played at the highest level, now coaching at the highest level. What was it like playing against a young Jamie Rivers in junior hockey?
Well, he was a dynamic player, if I can use that word. So, a dynamic player in junior hockey, dynamic player in the NHL. Fun guy to be around. Jamie and I have some ties back where he played his junior hockey. My mom was the secretary at his high school and probably helped him skip a few classes when he was late coming in. So, being a Sudbury guy and him playing Sudbury, we certainly have some stories about that great town.
Yeah, we do. And I have some of the fondest memories ever of living in Sudbury. And your mom was so good to us. She was so good to us when we roll in late from a road trip, get to school at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and she'd write up that little note, no problem, wouldn't report it to the principal. So she was awesome, man. I really enjoyed her.
Yeah, I think 2/3 of my friends in the city all transferred over to Lockerbie when my mom got that job.
As they should have.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time today in between raking leaves and putting the trampoline together, being announced as the next.
I needed the break. Believe me, I needed the break.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, at least he didn't have to shovel snow.
Well, it was snowing when I was out there raking, but it's broken now. So.
Unbelievable. Well, Coach, we're looking forward to watching you.
We're tough up here. They make us tough up here,
Just throw together a bonfire and have a cold one, Coach.
There you go. I will for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
Congrats.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. Take care, buddy.
That's Drew Bannister here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
How about that? You get signed to a contract and you're out there I tell my kids, I love you. You got to wait a day or two.
Dad's work's never
stops.
They don't care.
You got to enjoy.
I kind of liked that he was out there doing that.
But your kids, my kids would be the same way.
Now,
Dad, I need it done now.
Right.
I be half buzzed doing it? Yes, of course I would be.
Celebration. Celebration started a little early.
Springs would be crooked. And,
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's probably why I couldn't do
suck.
it.
I've done that. Where you're pulling the springs and then
definitely.
And you're like, it seems easy. And as you get further into it, it gets harder.
Yep.
Harder.
And he's right. I remember having it halfway done. I'm like, oh no. And you just had to flip one part, but you had to take it all apart. Yeah. But those springs are the worst.
They're terrible.
I just left the damn thing.
It's not. I don't think that's safe.
What the hell's wrong with you?
You didn't even let me finish my sentence. I just left it completed. He says he takes it apart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah. I've never put together a trampoline. I've seen too many people hurt on trampolines. I don't.
It's fun.
I'm very.
You'll love it.
Yeah, nah.
I would love to see
break
you
your ankle. Nah.
Oh, you'd be great.
Certain things I steer clear of.
I used to get out there on my kid's trampoline. Just firing 25 feet up in the air, thinking it's awesome. Then I was like, if I twist my knee, I'm screwed.
Exactly.
Yep.
No.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Got our sports six-pack next. Actually, no. Are we going to play the lineup game?
I think so.
So apparently...
we got a new lineup.
So Ryder...
Ollie heard us. He's answered our cries.
So Ryder told us that the lineup has changed, so I guess we're going to play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
All right, it's that time of year. I see a lot of for sale signs up in the yard. People are looking to sell their homes. And if you're thinking about selling your home, you might be pretty stressed out. The market is kind of all over the place, and there's so many different things that you have to think of. Well, don't worry about it. Call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria is the best in the business. Gloria has a massive database with thousands of ready buyers. And what that does is it creates a higher demand for your listing and hopefully more money for you at the end of it all. And Gloria Lou has awesome options available too. And the one, my favorite option is guaranteed sales. That's where Gloria sits down with you, the home seller, and agrees upon a sales price and then sells your home for that price, or she buy it herself. And she guarantees all of that in handwriting. So really all you have left to do is give Gloria Lou a call and get your house sold as fast as possible. So pick up that phone, call Gloria Lou, tell her that Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. That, again, is 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions do apply. Gloria and the seller must agree upon the sales price and possession date.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lose to the Mets yesterday by a final score of 4-3. Miles Michaelis on the mound tonight going up against Jose Butto, 6:45 first pitch. The big news of the day is that the Blues dropped the interim tag and Drew Bannister has been named the head coach of the St. Louis Blues. We just got done talking with Drew Bannister. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. The Cardinals came out with their lineup earlier today before the show started. They have a new lineup now, and we are going to play the lineup game coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
The Cardinals made a change to their lineup.
They were listening.
Which allows us to then play the lineup game. See how this works?
That's part.
It's better than talk about this poor excuse of a lineup.
You don't even know what the lineup is.
Yeah, what if they've traded somebody today?
Exactly.
Are they wearing two birds on a bat?
Probably.
Then I know it's terrible.
That's not
fair.
It's not acceptable.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what else isn't acceptable? That you're dead last or bottom three in every key offensive statistic.
But I don't like you mocking the jersey.
But the jersey, the Fanatics jersey, because that looks horrible.
The brand.
The logo.
You said the two birds on a bat. Don't ever insult that.
Hey,
and they're only 5.5 games.
You can do
out
whatever you
first.
want when it comes to the players. Don't ever insult the birds on the bat.
I'm not insulting the birds on the
warning
bat. I'm insulting the players who are wearing the birds on the bat.
Now you're saying it. You didn't initially.
Yes,
so
I did.
I'll take your correction. That's fine. But don't ever do that again.
Jamie, I'll tell you what, in the last 5 or so minutes, you're really pissing me off.
I don't care. You insult the birds on the bat again.
I'm not. I'm insulting the players.
Now you are.
Listen,
and I
guys,
say, good job. Now
I think both of you should stop.
You know I
shouldn't
got
insult
I got a
players,
vengeance
and
streak
you
in
shouldn't
me.
insult the
I
birds
didn't
on
insult
birds on the
them.
bat. I think you did.
When?
Just now, when you said it's fine that you insult the players, but not the birds on the bat.
How am I insulting the players? When
Well, you said it's okay.
I said it's okay.
You will not insult our Cardinals.
Why not?
Because I don't know. I don't have a good reason.
Okay.
Thank you.
Stay away from the birds on the bat, okay?
Let's do this. It's cocky.
All right.
Leading
Brendan
off.
Donovan, still. Unless they decided to put the person that had 2 hits in.
I want to go for me.
You wanna go for
so
me?
bad, but I know it's not because,
Show us.
they don't like him.
Brendan Donovan. I'm not going for mean.
He might still be in here. Might be cleanup today. 2 hits gets you cleanup.
All right. Is he left? Yeah, well, probably.
2 hits get you benched.
This got to
Wilson
be.
Contreras. Big Willie.
Okay.
Show us Wilson Contreras. Oh, my goodness.
All right. So it's Goldie?
So this is the change.
Is this Goldie in the 2-hole now?
Maybe they moved Nolan Arenado up. You've been asking for it.
I have been asking for that.
They didn't move Goldie up. He hasn't had a hit in like 25 at bats. Maybe it's 20.
It's only 18.
Is it 18?
Yeah.
20. You round up.
It was. If it was 18.5, sure, but that'd be 19.
You round up to the nearest whole number, I think.
All right, what do we think?
Dan Hans in the snake pit goes, just play the damn game, LOL. Screw you, Dan.
Dan, what the hell are you doing?
We love you. I'm just saying, like, nobody's safe. What do we want to do here? Goldie?
Sure.
Show us. RL Chalk. All right.
I think it's Nolan Arenado.
Show us. Nolan Arenado.
Who the hell is it? Lars Newbar?
Show us. Lars Newbar.
Oh, my God.
So that's a change.
Newt, there it is. All right, this has got to be Arenado, right?
Yeah.
Or is it Goldie? Or is it Contreras?
What do you think?
I think it's Big Willie.
Do it.
I like that.
Show us Wilson Contreras. Yes.
Show us. Nolan Arenado.
All right.
This is Paul
R.L.
Goldschmidt.
Chalk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Show us R.L. Chalk, please.
Okay. Is Gorman here? 6?
I don't think he's here. It's probably Burley.
Yeah, good call.
Show us Alec Burleson.
All right.
So that was this Newt at
Newt
7?
was at, Newt.
So this is Gorman then.
I think it is Gorman.
All right.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
And now we've got. It's going to be.
It's Crawdaddy.
Oh,
Is it Crawdaddy?
He's still in?
Shortstop?
You want to win, don't you?
Crawdaddy.
If you're the Mets, you want to win, don't you? Show us Brandon Crawford.
That's just. Oh, my gosh. All right. So.
Michael Ciani. Show us Superbad.
All right, so you made one. It was just one flip.
Who did take out?
Newton Gorman. No,
Nobody.
they just flipped Newton Gorman, I think. Oh wait, no, Gorman wasn't 2. No, they made other adjustments.
Contreras moved down from 2.
Yeah.
They brought Newt up from like 6 or 7.
All right.
Yeah, that's good. Well, hey, listen, this is going to be the thing that makes the difference tonight. 8 runs for your Redbirds tonight. 8.
You believe that?
No, he doesn't.
They got a doubleheader, right?
No, they just got one game.
No, just one, buddy.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, Anthony, you big goofball.
Go ahead,
Wait a minute.
Marsh.
Is it a
Run
lefty on the bump for the Mets?
Buto is a right-hander.
Okay. Somebody on the text line said they throw a lefty and we put all the left-handed bats. And I actually thought that maybe he was lefty.
No, Buto is a right-hander.
Right.
They faced a lefty last night in Sean
How'd that go?
Manaya. Didn't go well. Marsh?
Yes, so the new lineup leading off in left field, Brendan Donovan batting second and right. Lars Taylor Tatsui Newtbar batting third. Your catcher, Wilson Contreras. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman, Arenado. Batting fifth, first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Batting sixth, the DH, Alec Burleson. Batting seventh, your second baseman, Nolan Gorman. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Brandon Crawford, and batting ninth in center field, Michael Ciani.
What are you grinning about, Carey?
Go Phil! Go Phil! I don't believe what I just saw! Home run!
All right. Time to play the home run game. Not that anybody will hit a home run, but we're going to play it.
Honestly.
Go ahead, Jamie. Say anybody, doesn't matter.
I know, but I'm trying to find out who matters maybe a little more. I think Nolan Gorman runs into one.
Marsh.
Brendan Donovan, why not?
Okay.
Oh.
Carey.
I'm going to go with this guy. He wasn't in the lineup to start the game yesterday. Came in late in a pinch hit role. Give me Pete Alonso.
Wrong game.
You trying to change the game?
We should get half a point for choosing the opposing team.
Wait, have more points than what we do currently, that's for sure.
Give yourself a better chance.
All righty. Give me Alec Burleson.
Okay. Give me Wilson Contreras, the only guy that actually hits home runs. Thanks, boys.
That's a good point.
All right.
That is valid.
You need the points, Anthony.
I certainly do. I got 0.0. That's right, Marsh. We'll see you at Bet the Board later.
Oh, wait.
Whoa.
Is, oh, wow.
What?
Is Carlson out the lineup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he in the lineup earlier?
No.
Oh.
Was he yesterday? Not really.
I mean, he was the last couple
He
of
was
days.
there. Ish. All right, our Sports Six-Pack is next. So if you got a question for us, 314-399-9646 at the Air Comfort Service text line. Send it in. We'll answer them next.
Mother's Day right around the corner. And if you are looking for something easy yet incredibly special that truly shows your mom and your family, for that matter, just how much mom means to you, Get a gift certificate for Sound Story. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation to which your mom will talk to one of our hosts, Randy Carricker, Tim McKernan, Anthony Stalter, and it'll be questions about her growing up, maybe school, maybe she went off to college, wants to talk about that, maybe her first job. You're going to get all the stories that you need, and the best part about it is it's digitally recorded, so you have it forever. And now Sound Story has an awesome, awesome option. They have a video option. So now not only can you hear all the great stories and hear all the great memories, now you can see your mom talking about all of these fantastic memories. So please preserve your mom's life story, her smile, her laugh, and save it for your family to enjoy forever. And again, that has a great video option available now too. Go to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code ESPN to get the Mother's Day special of 10% off a gift certificate for Sound Story. Again, that promo code is ESPN at mysoundstory.com. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is now.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Time for the Sports Six Pack. You get a question, 314-399-9646 is the Air Commerce Service text line. Go, Marsh.
Question number one.
From the 573, would you consider what the Cardinals did following the 2007 season a rebuild or a retool?
Following the what season?
2007.
Oh. I think that was more of a retool. They started to bring up guys. I mean, 2007 was a real down. That was a horrible year. I think part of it was just kind of the hangover of winning the World Series in 2006. As far as rebuilding, I don't think they necessarily rebuild. I think they retooled. I think they retooled kind of up until the Matt Holliday trade. And then once they added Holliday, then they started bringing up some of the young guys. Some of the young guys that had won in Memphis wound up winning in 11. So I would say retool, not a rebuild. Still at Albert here.
Question number 2.
From the 618 CD, do you believe in the draft philosophy of best player available or draft by need?
Oh, that's a good question. I like the best player available because if they are on your board high and they're still there, and now maybe we don't know, maybe there are questions about character or things like that, but generally getting the best player, no matter what position he plays, is going to help your team succeed. Michael Penix being a perfect example for Anthony's Atlanta Falcons. Best player on the board, in their opinion, and they took him, even though they already have a quarterback. I just think getting the best player, you can never go wrong.
I agree with that. I think that when you only go for need, you're putting yourself in a very small box.
Yeah.
I think fans want their teams to draft for need because it makes them feel better about, well, we need a corner, so just draft a corner. Well, what if the corners in that draft are significantly worse than the pass rushers?
Right.
So you're putting yourself in a very, exactly, you're saying, all right, we only are looking at cornerbacks. And then you wind up passing on maybe the next Micah Parsons because you absolutely needed a cornerback that year. I think you should draft best player available. And I think when it comes to the first round, you should be looking for your most impactful positions. Quarterback, pass rush, offensive line. Just my opinion.
I was listening to someone talking about the Colts when Reggie Wayne was the best player they had on their board, still available, and everyone in the room, we already got Marvin Harrison, we don't need it. And Bill Polian was like, we spent weeks, months, years putting this board together. He's the best player, we're taking him.
Yeah.
Even though you already have that position in a Marvin Harrison, the best player available for them was Reggie Wayne. And they went and took him, and now you have 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers.
Sure.
That worked out all right.
I think so.
Yep.
Certainly did.
Question number 3.
From the 636, over/under, how many times do you refill your drink at a fast food restaurant when dining in? Over/under is set at 3.5.
Oh, I'm under that.
I'm under that.
Yeah, I'll definitely hit 2.
Twice.
If it's for a road trip, then maybe I'll go the 3rd just because I'm taking it on the road. But
3.5.
3.5.
4 is a lot.
You set the number too high.
Yeah.
If you went 2.5, I'm conflicted a little bit, but 3.5.
How big's the cup?
Taking the under.
That's a good, fair question.
Yeah,
that is a fair question.
We'll just call it a regular.
A regular.
Yeah.
Still, 2 for me.
I don't drink soda, so I guess it'd be waters. How many waters?
What about lemonade?
I'd good lemonade.
Or nice iced tea.
Nah.
What about a combination? We call that an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. The Arnie Palmy.
You know what the John Daly is.
I don't know if you can take that to go, Anthony.
Or if it's
it depends on what establishment you frequent.
That's a really good point, Anthony. Yeah, I'd go under.
I do love a fountain soda though.
Oh yeah, I don't know what it is. It just tastes
sweeter
better
for some reason, like a little more kick to it.
Go blank yourself, San Diego.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but McDonald's, whenever I just put the soda right under the machine, it just tastes better than what like a bottle you can get at a grocery store or a can. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the syrup in it that mixes in.
I don't know. So good.
Also, Lion's Choice, their ice. Love the ice.
Do they have the Sonic?
Get the
Yeah,
pellets.
it's not the
pellets.
cubed. It's like the crushed ice.
We had that.
Fantastic.
We had that here for a little bit in the little break room.
Yeah, we got spoiled. They took it away from us. Life was too easy around here.
Correct. Yeah.
They said, "Screw you. Get back to work."
They start to do that with like the coffee machines sometimes too. You know, they're like, "Yeah, we're taking away your coffee."
Yeah, they took away the fancy machine. Take it away and replaced it with a fancy machine. You notice that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Wait, they changed the coffee maker?
They've changed that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It used
Not
to be like
recently.
Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they had,
wow.
Yeah, they had Starbucks there for a second.
And then they took it away from us because we didn't deserve it, clearly.
Right.
And
We're
then put
spoiled.
a new one in that does a bunch more fancy things.
Well, then we had the one there that
Oh, that was a disaster.
where you had to make your own.
Yeah, I'm above that.
I never. I made it one time. I made it one time. I didn't. Jody had to show me how to do it.
Thing was
I didn't
always
know how to do
empty.
it. Yeah.
I think Jody got mad at everybody because everybody asked, "How do we make this?"
I have no
I don't
clue.
blame Jody on that one. Jody's sweet.
I don't blame Jody.
very
I said I
sweet,
felt
yeah.
bad because she had to go in there,
Right.
and then everybody left it. There was always a mess on the counter.
Yeah.
Bunch of animals.
Heathens.
Remember when BT and I? What did we do that one time?
Oh, man.
We tried to put the lid on and spilled the whole thing.
Spilled it,
The
yeah.
coffee beans?
The whole thing. Of
Yeah, you're not
coffee.
supposed to take it off.
No, there was the
Oh,
other
the
one.
co- oh, okay.
The little pump one.
Oh, you spilled it everywhere?
We tried to put the lid on, and it
Yes.
wasn't secure, and then we went to push, and it blew up, and BT and I are cleaning up. Anthony's going
I
to
mean,
come
like,
back in.
like two segments by myself.
Wasn't there like a stain on like the
No,
table? What was that?
I'll tell
That
you what,
was
BT.
Anthony. Or was it BT when he wiped his finger across?
BT. When they redid the little break room, they kind of, I don't know, rebuilt the countertop, whatever.
Yeah.
They moved some stuff around, so the top was off. BT leaned on it and then stuck his arm out, and he had BT's arm.
And he tried to fix it
in the mud. Yeah, then he tried to fix it. He like watered it. He used like water. Listeners were trying to help him out. Yeah. Not great. Good thing that I don't think they have a camera in there.
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah, that was BT.
Shouldn't.
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 314, how do you feel about the current NHL expansion draft rules? I think they give new teams way too much power to take integral players from established teams.
Do they though? When they tweaked it again for the Kraken, are the Kraken a powerhouse? No, they made the playoffs last year and they missed the playoffs the other 2 years that they've been
Really
in the
talking
league.
about Vegas, right? That's
Everybody goes back to the Vegas thing. And
Yeah.
Vegas manipulated that expansion draft. They had the ability to do it because they're the only team that was in the expansion. Teams didn't know how to prepare for what Vegas was going to do. And what they did was genius. They leveraged teams' players against themselves to get more players.
Yeah.
We'll leave this guy alone, but you're going to give us 2 first-rounders. It was
Right.
nuts what they did.
right.
But teams have since gotten smarter. Thus, the Seattle Kraken weren't able to, cash the lottery check
Yeah.
with their expansion draft. Teams were like, okay, we don't care, take them.
Yep.
You're not getting 3 other of our players because you're leaving that one. Take that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Question number 5.
All right, let's head to the Snake Pit. Tanisha has a question. What NFL team's jersey would you never wear, even if it were free?
Cleveland Browns. Just a terrible design, terrible colors.
They're all the same, though. That's my beef with football jerseys. They're all the same.
It's just terrible.
They all got the numbers on the side, the numbers on the front, numbers on the back, all these different colors.
The team I would wear
just
that
different
I
colors.
didn't play for, I always enjoyed the Dallas Cowboys with the star on the side with the Thursday Thanksgiving jerseys.
Gary, why
that
don't
they
teams
wore.
put
Little
logos
Giants
on the front?
jerseys.
Why do they put logo?
Why wouldn't they?
Because you know who they are.
Yeah, no, you get the numbers on the side. When you watch a hockey game, you can see the guy's numbers, right?
Yeah.
So why couldn't you see a football player's numbers?
I don't know, Jamie.
I just think teams should go to logo.
Moving
I've
so
had this
fast.
stance for a while.
Why do you want a
very
logo on
passionate
the
about it.
middle of a jersey?
Well,
they got numbers
every
there.
other sport has logos.
They got numbers on the front. Well, no, you got to be able to see the numbers on the front for football. In case of holding on such and such, or
you can't see the
pass
side and
interference.
back?
You want them to turn around? Hey, turn around so I can see what number.
I think that's a weak.
I just think it's football.
I'd like to see some
nothing
logos.
weak about football, right?
I'd like to see some logos
Damn right.
on there. Big Pittsburgh Steeler logo.
We got on the
Look at
side
the
of our
logos in
helmet.
the helmet. Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're no fun.
You know what you should do? You should have logos on the side of your helmets in hockey. Make them big.
I like that idea.
Or just
okay
bring
with
the
that.
logos back in general.
Yeah, well, they got advertising there now.
I think that looks so dumm.
Hey,
I do not like the advertising.
That's good revenue. Tell Stillman, line 2.
I wouldn't wear a Bucks jersey, Saints jersey, Panthers jersey, Broncos jersey. I wouldn't wear a Eagles,
What did the
Giants,
Broncos do
Commanders.
to you? What? You just naming off all the
98.
teams?
He's naming off all the NFC South
Vikings.
Because of
Bills.
98?
Yeah, because of 98. For the Broncos. Yeah. John Elway's stupid horse head.
That's a good
It's
team.
more horse teeth than head.
That's true. You know what, Jamie? Jamie,
Guys, you got to
you're
watch
fair.
when you feed John Elway. You got to feed him in the palm of your hand. Bite your fingers.
He's right. He speaks for all of us. Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't wear any jersey outside of the old Falcons. I haven't worn a jersey in a long time. A long time, Marsh.
We have so many of them.
They win the NFC South. I'll bring you a Falcons jersey in here for you to
Thanks, Carey.
wear for
Is
the
it
playoff run.
Is it
Yep.
yours?
Yep.
Were you
39.
38?
I'm
Oh,
39.
You're 39. That's
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, you're 38 in Pittsburgh, weren't you? Yeah. So you're 39 in Atlanta? Mm-hmm. Was that the red?
I got the red and the white one.
Okay.
And let you choose.
You got
I didn't
yourself
get the
a
black
deal.
one.
Imagine if it had a logo on it.
It has
does,
the
it
team
has
name right here.
I think it has a logo on the sides.
Yeah, it's got
it
the
does have
Falcon
a
logo on the side.
That's not the same.
Says Falcons.
Question number 6.
From 314, my 7-year-old son is watching you guys on YouTube with me.
Hey, all
Yeah.
right.
He wants to know why the Cardinals keep playing guys who stink.
You know
Such a
what,
good
sir,
question.
young
Man,
man?
that's a great
You are
question.
wise beyond your years.
Yes, you are.
You actually are going places because asking the right questions put you in the right rooms with the right
Right.
people.
That is correct.
And I'm sorry to inform you, but we don't have an answer.
Oh, no, we do.
Do we?
Absolutely. Son, just tell him. Listen, sit down. Son, your Cardinals don't care about you.
Oh, Anthony, you are.
They don't care enough about you. No, hold on. The boy needs to know. Your team doesn't care about you. All right? As a Falcon fan, I can say this. I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't care. They don't care about your well-being. Not enough to put a competent product on the field. Your dad saw plenty of winners. They stopped caring.
Oh.
It's just a harsh reality.
How long does this last?
You're welcome. As of now, how will the Goldschmidt and Arenado era be remembered? Bunch of losing. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Gentlemen, are you in the mood for home runs?
Yes. Cardinals going to hit some tonight, Jamie?
Probably not, but the Mets might. And if they do so, and you're using FanDuel, and especially on Dinger Tuesdays, they were back for another season, by the way, which are always fun and exciting. But Dinger Tuesdays from FanDuel give you $5 in bonus bets for every home run hit during that game.
Yeah, Jamie, as if you needed another reason to love the long ball, visit FanDuel.com/fast to get in on all the Dinger Tuesday action, and you can pick whoever you want to pick, and if they hit a home run, you get it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Anthony?
Look at other games, though.
Yeah,
you know,
you
I
should.
highly recommend you look
should.
at other games if you want some
Dodgers
home
are a
runs.
good team.
I mean, Shohei probably's going to hit one tonight.
Gonna hit one.
And then you'll get one from Mookie Betts.
Yep.
They have what we call
Freddie Freeman.
a real lineup.
Yeah, they do really well. I like them. You can choose.
So go to FanDuel.com/fast to get in on all the Dinger Tuesday action. That's right. That's FanDuel.com/fast. And you can make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus bets, $25 per game. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fastlane here on 101 ESPN. 5:05, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an official provider of Rolex jewelry. So Anthony teased it before the break. Said, how will you remember the Arenado/Goldschmidt era? Anthony, where are you headed with this one?
I won't, man. I won't remember it at all.
That's sad. Not on your behalf.
Are you just going to try and block it out?
No.
Because any normal human being would remember those guys.
Any normal human being?
Yeah, I mean, no offense.
What have they done for you?
Well, there's some stellar defensive plays.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's been good. You know what I'll remember it for? You know what I remember it for, Jamie? I remember it for a lot of people saying, you wasted those years. You wasted those years.
The Cardinals did?
That's what they'll say. But did you? Because you traded for Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt to make a difference. And Goldschmidt had the MVP year, and Arenado has had some success. But ultimately, you're acquiring those players to build a lineup that you can compete for titles with. And last year, yeah, the issues were the pitching staff. But these two, you can't just eliminate two players and say, well, you didn't build enough around them. No, you're building with them. So ultimately, they're a part of this. And this year has been awful offensively. You've done nothing. How many playoff wins with these two guys thus far? I'll help you guys out. 0.0.
No wins?
0 playoff wins with these two guys.
Oh, yeah. They didn't win one. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not blaming everything on them, but at some point you have to say, those two trades...
You got one win. Oh, yeah.
You got one win out of it?
I think so.
One
2020.
Win, a series?
Oh, you mean series. Thought you meant a game.
No, I actually meant a game, so...
I don't even know.
You got one win, yeah.
In the COVID year?
In 2020.
Oh, sweet Mary and Joseph.
You said how many wins.
You're right.
And then you said 0.0, and then I looked it up, and it was 1. They lost 2-1 in the wild card. So they won one game.
You're right.
They
better.
lost to the Padres.
Carey, you're right. That's way better.
They beat the
won
Padres
one game
in the COVID year.
One game.
One game. And then
they
got Fernando Tatis, right?
Yeah, they didn't win the series.
You're right. They have one win.
Which is better than 0, Anthony.
In the COVID year. If it was a full year, maybe they don't even make the playoffs. But
it's a good point.
He's not lying.
I'm sorry. But
so is that
how are we going to remember this era? What era?
Is that solely on Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado, or is that on the front office for not putting players around them?
It's on
to have success.
It's on everybody. Everybody's culpable. The front office didn't do enough to build around them, and these two guys haven't done enough to carry you.
Arenado was not on that 2020 team.
No, he wasn't.
Thank you. 0.
Goldschmidt was.
0.0 wins with both of these guys. No, but I'm saying with both of these guys.
I thought you meant with one or the other.
I think it was.
Because Goldschmidt was in 2019, so you won.
Goldie even got a hit.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh, really? No. Check out his October stats.
Yes, together.
If he did not
want to be clear.
Hit, that's bad.
Check out Goldie's October stats.
What year?
Every year. They're not great.
So,
because it gets cold.
Marsh outlined it. As of now, how will we remember the Goldschmidt and Arenado era? How would it be remembered? What I'm saying is, what era?
Oh, Anthony.
He has 14 hits as a Cardinal.
In October?
In the playoffs?
All of the postseason. He's never done anything.
Thank you. I mean, you guys are all looking at me like I'm a scumbag, and you're right. But for my comments on this,
how are we wrong?
For specifically with these comments, am I wrong? Am I being too harsh?
I don't think you. I think I don't know, man. Like, to me, when you are as great as they are, which they are.
Who?
Goldschmidt and Arenado. Regular season, great. They've done a fantastic job. Now, winning a championship is hard. It's extremely hard. It is.
You should know. You won one.
Yeah, and
You're
I had some great teammates.
These guys
that helped, and we all did. Listen, it's hard to win a championship, and it's not solely on you. But when you are the big player, like the big name player, you have to pull. Sometimes you got to pull more than the other guys.
Sure.
And so I think you will remember this era with those two players as, you know, they did some good things. They finished first and third in the MVP voting in 22. You're not going to forget that.
How'd the team do that year?
They went to the playoffs.
Yeah, but how'd they do?
They went to the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Marsh, how'd they do?
You guys are, listen.
I don't even know what year you're talking about.
2022.
But they probably didn't win. 2022?
Yeah, they
didn't
lost
win a
2-0.
game. Didn't win a game. Actually, I know that for a fact as I was in this room with you, Anthony, when you
I was trying to
stymied the Cardinals.
I was trying to calm you down. I was trying to tell you everything's going to be fine. I was trying to
It wasn't
build
fine.
you up.
Honestly,
you were so nervous.
nothing good has happened since you told me that Bryce Harper would strike out. Literally nothing.
I was trying to be optimistic.
It's on you.
And now you have Mizzou winning a lot of football games next year.
making it to the playoffs.
I feel bad for
That's
all
a
those
really
Mizzou
good
fans.
team.
And making the playoffs.
Marshy, read that text.
Yeah, I have it right
I
here.
think this will
Oh, man.
This will shed some light on your life, Anthony.
So my life. This is from the Water Boy, who's been very active on the text line, the Air Comfort Service text line. This is what the Water Boy had to say. It says, Mufasa talking to Simba. Son, in all the land you see that has light are the other MLB team's hopes. Yes, even the White Sox. But whatever you do, don't go to that dark area. It is not a hyena graveyard, but where St. Louis Cardinals fans' hopes are, as well as the Cardinals' offense has ended up. If you get too close to that area, you will hear someone chanting, "Be patient."
Well said. Well said, Waterboy.
Unreal. Yes, very good.
Well done.
I don't know, man.
That was
fantastic.
That was good.
I got my shirt on. I'm going to practice
Yeah, we
what
got
my
'em.
shirt preaches. Patience.
We got 'em right here.
Going to practice it. And when they turn it around, I don't know when that will be.
They probably will.
There you go.
We got a text from Carey. The 314. Calm down, guys. We're going to win the World Series this year.
That's all I'm saying. I don't think that's what I'm saying.
That's what you feel, though.
I don't know that I feel that
Okay. All right. Well,
Maybe earlier.
It'll change. You'll see. You'll see.
They got to win 17 in a row. Like I said yesterday.
it did happen.
We got a text from the 314. Rumor has it Anthony said there was no way the Falcons could blow a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl.
No.
And look what happened.
No, because I'll tell you what, every true Falcon fan,
Anthony,
no true Falcon
started
fan,
celebrating.
no
You had
true Falcon
premature
fan,
celebration.
started
celebrated.
For sure.
Celebrated that moment. Are you kidding me?
BT has told us.
Okay, how about this?
Premature celebration.
How about this, Blues fans, in 2019? You were celebrating? Did you celebrate? We were going to win the Stanley Cup in the Western Conference Finals?
What?
Did you start believing that? Did you start believing when they were in the series against Boston? Did you say, oh, we got this? No, of course not.
Not till it was over.
I guarantee you weren't even celebrating until the final second ticked off in Game 7 when you were up 14 goals. You know why? Because you were Blues fans, and you weren't going to test the hockey gods. Just like I wasn't going to test the NFL gods.
He's playing, you guys. You know why he's not saying we?
Yeah, because his team got bounced in the Western Conference Final.
And they even tried to cheat with a damn hand pass. Screw you, Anthony.
Anthony knew his time was up when Robert Bortuzzo scored in Game 2.
Yeah, and then Sammy Blais and Ivan Barbashev single-handedly dismantled his team that could barely ice a team for Game 6. It's embarrassing.
Jamie, I'm sorry about your Bruins, how they lost that year. You and Brad Marchand crying.
Yeah.
This guy bleeds Boston. Loves the Bostons. Loves the Bostonians. He's talked about it. His favorite head coach, Jim Montgomery. His favorite high school. His favorite high school around here, Oakville. Why? They got the similar logo.
The smoked bee.
It's a hell of a play by you to try and go down that road, Anthony.
Patriots fan.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I hate the Bruins.
UMass fan.
They treated me like
Wow.
Screw the Bruins.
You know that's not true. You know that's not true.
That's why I left after a year. Hated it.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Loves the
sucked.
Tyler O'Neill led Boston Red Sox.
Always loved O'Neill.
Thinks that he should be extended.
Oh, that was after his MVP year. Not now.
All right. Is there a difference in how the Blues have gone about losing compared to the Cardinals?
You can't make this up.
Was that a deep, just a deep snark tease there?
There's a lot of legs, a lot of branches to this question.
All right. Well, we'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. Now is a great time to find your next ride at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. They got their May Day deal going on, and your budget needs to be rescued. So Auto Center's Nissan, they've activated their May Day deals. It runs all throughout the month of May, and it's specifically designed to make upgrading into a new car easier and more affordable. Take advantage of some of the great available incentives that Auto Center's Nissan have throughout the month of May. 0% APR and payment terms all the way up to 84 months. That's one incentive. Up to $5,000 off MSRP on new Nissan models is another. And finally, no down payment needed in 3 months of no payments. As always, all new Nissans come with their exclusive complimentary lifetime warranty at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, plus the complimentary 1-year maintenance, as well as the 30-day return promise. They have over 700 vehicles all in one location, so you can be rest assured that you're going to find your perfect vehicle for your style and your budget. When you head out there, tell them Stalter sent you. Check them out online at autocentersnissan.com. It's Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. So Marsh must have been ticked off a little bit coming into the studio today, or the station, because he put together a topic that says, is there a difference in how the Blues have gone about losing compared to the Cardinals? I would say no, outside of Doug Armstrong and the way he talks to the fan base is a lot more clear and direct, as opposed to Mo, who everybody feels like you're being talked down to. But other than that, losing's losing, right? Unless you're completely rebuilding, and neither the Blues nor the Cardinals are completely rebuilding.
They haven't said that.
Yeah, I do.
They're not rebuilding.
They haven't said that. You're right.
Whoa! Who do you think's rebuilding?
I just said they haven't said it.
What team?
Which team should?
Carey's angry today.
Cardinals?
Yeah, he's angry at the Cardinals.
But they should have did that last year. Go ahead, Jamie.
No, please. Wow. Okay. Well, Anthony, there's no easy way to celebrate that.
Do you think the Cardinals should rebuild?
I think they should have started the rebuild last year.
Yeah.
I think they should have moved in a direction that put them in a place to have more success than they're having right now. Which means you probably don't sign. You probably still sign Sonny Gray, but maybe you don't sign Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn. Maybe you trade Paul Goldschmidt, and maybe think about trading Nolan Arenado if the right move is there. You believe that? And maybe put Jordan Walker in the infield where he was prior to being thrown out into the outfield and trying to learn how to hit major league pitching and play the outfield at the same damn time.
Can I ask you guys this?
Yeah.
Would you guys be cool with the youth movement?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or let's say, I don't know, they give this a go until this group, they keep pushing forward because they do have good pitching and they do have good defense. So let's just say they push forward here until the trade deadline.
Yes.
And you're still in last, you're in fourth, you don't really have a good shot to win the division.
Yes.
Would you be okay with a full youth movement?
But the question is, again, who's going to trade for Nolan Arenado? Probably still
will fetch you something.
Yeah, but Paul Goldschmidt, 36 years old, 37 years old.
Yeah.
Not performing at the level of an MVP at this moment.
Right.
There's not going to be a lot of suitors for that.
No, you're taking pennies on the dollar for Goldie.
You're losing out on that.
But I'm not talking about getting the ultimate value. I'm talking about the Cardinals
going in that direction. Yeah. I mean, what would you have to lose at that point?
Nothing. More games. Which you're already doing right now. I'm with you, by the way. Yeah. I would be in favor of a youth movement.
You always want to move from players a year before this happens, because the inevitably it's going to happen. I don't care who you are. Like the Lakers, they're going to re-sign LeBron. It probably shouldn't. It's going to happen. It happens with all of us. Like at some point, your body says, "Yep, it's been a good ride, fella."
That's where you
can't do it no more.
That's where you got to get down to mentality. Two locations.
Two locations and get you moving.
South County and Chesterfield.
Yep. That's right.
It helps. But I don't know that they're taking mentality.
I don't think they probably are.
Yeah.
It'd have to be prescribed.
Yeah.
I think.
So that's a problem.
Do you think the expectations are different for both teams when it comes to the fans? Like the fans are a little bit more ticked off about the Cardinals because they're a bigger brand. They're the Cardinals.
And because of Mo, yes.
So that's where I was going with it, Anthony, is I think that the Cardinals fan base is more ticked off because they feel duped. They feel duped by the organization. Let's just go in chronological order. One, they get mad at the DeWitts because the DeWitts don't spend, and they're billionaires, and how dare they not spend every dollar they have on every high-priced player and just shell out whatever contracts. That's number one thing. Two, they feel duped by Mo because of the way he talks and just the way he kind of talks down and then acts like he has all the answers or things are going to change. He's going to address this and doesn't ever seem to get there. And the Cardinals are just happy to middle away in the NL Central division. I think those are the reasons fans feel like it's just different. I think then they look at Doug Armstrong, and to Army's credit, he's pretty brutally honest when it comes to what his plan has been. And so I think fans look at that and go, hey, at least he's not lying to us.
I agree. Or don't feel like, yeah, I agree 100%.
We got a message there in the snake pit from paper straws, talking about at 101 Sports, what youth do they have? Most of the guys in the minors are already 26. Youth would be 20 to 24. Not necessarily. 26 is the start of your prime. What I'm talking about is not only Arenado and Goldschmidt, but if you're already losing, Kyle Gibson does nothing for you.
Graceffo, McGree.
Lance Lynn does nothing for you.
Roberse.
Steven Matz obviously does nothing for you. So I'm talking about a full use.
Ooh.
No.
Okay. But if you're going full youth movement.
Because you got Herrera.
Right, but I can do one. I don't think I actually don't think that Contreras would fetch you much.
He's the only one hitting right now. I think he would.
Well, if you did, then yes, I would. Talking about full youth movement.
Yeah. But
20 to 24, you're not necessarily bringing those guys up. I understand your question, but you're not.
But that's Jordan Walker and Victor Scott.
Jordan Walker, Victor Scott. Mason Wynn, obviously, yeah. Moving Jordan Walker to first base or third. Having Gorman, Nolan Gorman at one point I think was playing third.
He and Walker, I believe, are third baseman when they're drafted.
And then roll it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like let it go. And just say, hey, this is our team. There's going to be some growing pains, but we believe in this group. And at least we're going to go forward with homegrown players or ones that we've acquired and have been through our system. If you really do believe in this Cardinal way, then go for it. To me, I am viewing this in the prism. People are going to hear this and be like, "Whoa, that doesn't mean they're going to win." I understand that. You're not winning now.
You're not winning now.
So I'm viewing in the prism of: would you rather watch this, or would you rather watch a youth movement of players that grew up in your organization in the minors? And maybe you don't feel that way. Maybe you're looking at it completely different.
Which losing is worse? I mean, we talked about the Blues. We talked about the Cardinals. When you were watching the Blues games and now watching the Cardinals games, which is, I guess, not more preferable? Which one was harder? Which one is harder to watch?
Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. But I feel like the Cardinals is harder to watch for me. Just because I think the expectations were a lot higher with this team. And I feel like it's harder to watch that team just struggle the way they are.
I agree with you because, again, for me, it always goes back to star players. I think the Blues have some up-and-coming star players, Robert Thomas, but you got Hall of Fame and MVP players on the Cardinals team right now. And this team, the expectations, in my opinion, were much higher. I don't know that the expectations were that high going into this season for the Blues in terms of where they were, knowing where they came off of last year, all of the trades they made at the deadline, and the team that was coming back for this year. I think the Cardinals, most people just assumed it was a pitching issue, and now it's corrected, and now you should be winning, but you're not, and that's a problem. So I agree with you. I think it is the Cardinals.
All right, we need a new Beat the Streak contestant. So if you would like to play Beat the Streak, just text in Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646, BTS. We'll do Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day next.
Well, Anthony, Carey was just talking about the aging process. As we get older, sometimes things fall apart a little bit. Sometimes you get a little bit depressed. Sometimes you can't keep that weight off. It's inevitable that testosterone's going to lower at some point. Get into mentality and get checked out. Talk to their board-certified physicians. Tell them what you're going through. Tell them what your expectations are. And then the blood panel, it doesn't lie. It tells you exactly what you need to get back to feeling the way you did before. And that's what we did, and found out low in testosterone, a couple other vitamins. And I told you, I'm on the peptide train now, and it is awesome. For all the old injuries and my sleep patterns and that, Mentality has been unbelievable for me.
I just went down to Mentality today, 2 locations, one in South County, which is typically where I go, one in Chesterfield, which is typically where Jamie goes to, and the people are fantastic down there. But you're right. Jamie's right. You got to tell them up front, say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, because that's what Jamie and I did. Jamie went down there first. He started talking about, here, listen, this has been fantastic. Trust me on this. Go through the process. It's easy. I did. Sat down with their experts, talked to them how I was feeling. I said, look, let's draw your blood. Let's see where you're at. And I was low on testosterone as well. I've been on the program now for several months. I don't know what it's been, 6-7 months. Same with Jamie. And I can tell you the differences are, you feel it. You feel it in the gym. You feel it at home when you're doing even chores and stuff like that. 42, Jamie's mid-40s as well. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, well, I'm depressed, I'm struggling. This is just how it's going to be. It doesn't have to be. So head down to Mentality. Tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you. They will help. Low2USA.com if you want to check them out online. Mentality. Jamie, you know as well as anybody that when you purchase a home, it's a huge investment, and you want to make sure that you go not only with the right realtor, but of course the right lender. Because if you go with the wrong lender, you could be paying a whole bunch of fees and everything that's baked in, and you don't realize that you could save a lot of that money and apply it to the sale of your purchase of the home, or maybe you want to redo something within the house. Stewie is our guy. Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. He has several different programs. One in which, Jamie, as you know, is the bagel loan.
Yeah, the bagel loan is his creation. You borrow $200,000 or more. There's no closing costs, no lender's fees. All of that great stuff is available for you, and Stewie can get you to the closing table. Some of the lenders can promise you a whole bunch, but never get you to the closing table, and that's really just a huge headache. And sometimes your realtors will, they have a preferred lender. That's great. Talk to them. Call Stewie anyways, though. Get a second opinion. Stewie might be able to help you out. Odds are he will. He loves helping out all of our 101 ESPN listeners. So please give him a call or shoot him a text on his personal cell phone number. That number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Call him, text him, day, night, weekend. Doesn't matter. Stewie's going to be there for you. And if you can't remember that number, what can you do?
You can always Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals back in action tonight after losing to the Mets 4-3 last night. Miles Michaelis goes up against Jose Butto. 6:45 first pitch. Big news of the day, Drew Bannister is the Blues' new full-time head coach. The Blues dropped the interim tag. We had Drew Bannister on the show today. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Coming up next, we have Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hit baseballs. All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We got Nick on the line. He's our latest Beat the Streak contestant. What's up, Nick?
How's it going?
Doing great. You're going to go, unfortunately, last tonight. But, yeah, you start your streak. One of us is bound to lose, and you'll move up tomorrow. So, Marsh, what's our current streaks?
All right, so, Anthony, you have a streak of 1. Jamie has a streak of 1. Carey is back to 0. I have a streak of 1, and then Robert missed yesterday with Lindor, so that brings us to Nick.
All right, so it's me, Jamie, you, Marsh, Carey, Nick?
Yep.
Okay. You know what, guys? I went with a Met last night, and I went with Brandon Nimmo, and I felt bad when he hit the home run.
No, you didn't.
Well, I already had the hit, so I didn't want to see him get the home run. Why don't you go ahead and give me Brandon Nimmo tonight? Brandon Nimmo for a base hit for the Mets.
Anthony's found his next Luis Arraez.
That's correct. Jamie.
All right. I'm going to go with Nolan Arenado tonight.
Look at that.
To field a ground ball, or?
Oh, he's going to get a squeaker.
Got it.
Through first and second.
All right. Marsh.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the big, strong guy, Pete Alonso.
All right.
Wow. He's squatting all day, that guy.
Yeah, he will. No doubt.
Well,
CD.
I went with Starling Marte yesterday. It didn't give me a hit. So I think I'm going to go back to another Met and give me J.D. Martinez.
J.D. Martinez. Nick.
Disgust me.
I know.
It almost feels like blasphemy not pick any Cardinals.
Well, Jamie took Arenado.
Oh, you did take Arenado. That's right. I'll take Lindor.
Well played, Nick. Well played.
Son of a... He got me.
So I got Brandon Nimmo. Jamie took Nolan Arenado. Marsh went with the big, strong fool. Carey went with J.D. Martinez, and Nick went with Francisco Lindor. Nick, good luck to you, man.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Nick.
Gator in the snake pit goes, damn it, Anthony. I don't know what's the problem.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. What the hell? Hey, we have a chance to win a pair of tickets to UFC Fight Night this Saturday at Enterprise Center. Don't miss a thrilling heavyweight showdown in the main event as fan favorite and knockout king Derek Lewis takes on heavyweight contender Rodrigo Nascimento. Text in now, 314-399-9646 to score free tickets to UFC Fight Night. And you can get all the details now at 101ESPN.com. Our guy, Hockey Bob, came in with just an atrocious claim that actor Will Ferrell was not in what movie today? He said it today.
Such a bad take.
Will Ferrell was not in blank movie. What was the name of the movie that Hockey Bob said?
Can you give some help?
Nope.
All right.
Text in 314-399-9646.
Free UFC ticks.
If you're the 101st texter.
314.
There you go. If you're the 101st texter with the correct answer, you're going to go see that fight. All right, Marsh, what we got? Biggest questions there.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, gentlemen, tonight is the 2024 NHL Draft Lottery. Question for you, or maybe 2 questions here. One, do the San Jose Sharks, your San Jose Sharks,
I don't
get
like the
screwed out of the first pick?
Good luck, Anthony, by the way.
So that's question number 1. We saw it happen last year as the Chicago Blackhawks just miraculously had the first pick. Second part to this question is this a deep draft for the Blues? Because they'll most likely be in that middle part of the NHL draft.
I'm not a Sharks fan.
Keep saying
That's right. He abandoned them once they got rid of Joe Thornton.
Well, Anthony, we can get you a Celebrini jersey to celebrate.
They won against the Blues on your birthday. I think you were happy.
Right.
On your actual birthday, it was a great day for you.
It was a horrible day for everybody else here.
Yeah, but he was celebrating.
He was celebrating. You know it. We saw the pictures. Thank you, Kristen.
What did I do for my birthday? I think we had Mexican that night. It was delicious.
Celebrating the Sharks win?
Choice.
Yeah. No.
Yes. See?
Come on, man.
You know it.
Anyways, what's the question?
Yeah, will your team get screwed out of the first overall pick? And how deep is this draft as it pertains to the Blues? Like, what do you think that they could get? What do they need?
Listen, it is an incredible draft for depth. What the Blues are going to do is they're going to look at a lot of the defensemen. They've seen the way you got to build a playoff winner. And if you don't have oak trees at the blue line, you got issues. And right now, unfortunately, the Blues don't have a ton of oak trees. But this draft specifically, from what I've been told, this is the deepest draft when it comes to blue liners over the last 15 to 20 years. I think it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I'd like to know who you've been talking to, just personally. And honestly, Anthony, what you said about the Blues and picking defensemen and loading up on the back end is bang on for last year's draft. In fact, that's what they did. Is they loaded up on defensemen, including a couple
Same
big
philosophy.
oak trees.
Do it again. You have to listen, Jamie. Smart teams don't just draft a pass rusher or two pass rushers.
Yeah.
You know the Giants beat Tom Brady? Your Tom
three
Brady?
guys.
They kept drafting pass rushers.
Yeah. Well, they drafted three last year.
Still not enough. Not all of them are going to make it.
Anthony, what you always say will pertain to the Blues this year is the best player available when it's their time to draft is what they'll pick. I don't think the Blues need to be uber focused on any particular position. They do have a cupboard full of young defensemen that they did draft. If a good defenseman is sitting there at the 16th pick, then yeah, you could make that call. Or maybe it's another player that profiles to be, in your middle six forward somewhere. So for me, it'll be the best player that's available. It is not a deep draft this year. So again, I'm not sure who you talked to.
Hey, defenseman, I said.
Yep, no, not really. But your high-end guys, your top 10 picks are going to be pretty good players. After that, your scouting staff has to do a real good job of finding that pick that maybe should have been higher, but is somehow in the bottom tier of the second half of the draft. And the Blues have done a good job of that. When you look at the guys like Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, those were finds that were not top 10 picks. So they got their job. They're going to do a good job.
In fairness, Jamie, Bill reloaded from the snake pit. Incredible breakdown, according to him.
Thank you, Bill.
Anthony did.
I appreciate
I know you know your stuff, but I'm going to go with Bill reloaded.
Here's the thing. Bill, thank you. Carey, it's just Jamie's looking at his thing. I got my sources.
I thought it was fantastic.
Look, Jamie.
Oak trees at the blue line.
Yeah, it's kind of like
going to get more.
Yeah.
Where have I heard that before?
It's kind of like watching a car crash. Jamie's looking at it and he's saying, the blue car's at fault. I'm looking at it and I said, no, it's clearly the red car. No, neither of us are wrong.
You have a blue car?
I don't. No.
He's got a red car. Given to him by John Mozela.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
From the top rope with the people's elbow.
Go back and listen to 5 o'clock when I said the Goldschmidt Arenado era isn't an era.
You said a lot of things today, Anthony.
Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, did we answer your question? I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
Well, I didn't. I don't think you answered the first question, but I can understand why you wanted to stay away from it.
Yeah, the Sharks are going to get screwed. Who else is drafted? Who else is a lottery team this year? I'll tell you exactly who's going to get it. Just give me the teams.
Let's see. We have the Blackhawks.
Okay.
The Ducks.
Okay.
The Blue Jackets. A lot of the teams that were there last year.
Who else?
Let's see. Who else is there? Ottawa.
Okay.
Is it the Blackhawks?
Yep. What are their lottery teams, Jamie?
I'm not even paying attention right now.
What the hell?
Sorry. I love Jamie's on there. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Ron, are you paying attention?
No.
Chicago, Anaheim, San Jose, Ottawa, Columbus. Anybody else?
Gotta be Arizona.
Yeah, the Utah HC is they're
going to get it.
Montreal Canadiens. That's actually, I don't know if you're
Arizona's
joking
good.
around,
I'm
but
not.
I could totally see that happening.
That's conspiracy theory. For sure it is.
It's Arizona. Absolutely.
Utah's going to need to have a player, and it's going to be Celebrini.
There you
and, we're done.
What if Chicago wins it again? Are we?
They won't.
Well, they won't.
That's ridiculous.
The
if they
NHL
do.
rigged it last year. They won't do it 2 years
You
in a
don't
row.
think?
Well, they need to rig it this year for the Utah team. I'm with you on this one, Anthony.
Thank you.
Yep.
Took us damn near 4 hours, but came together on something.
Oh, I thought I was going to say 4 years.
Well, probably.
We've had things that we've agreed to.
We've come together before.
No doubt. Many times.
Yeah.
Mostly off air. Ben's board, 3 stars a day, criticism, compliments.
Always here to lend a hand.
Next on 101 ESPN. Spring is here. That means that rain is a coming. In fact, we saw the big rainstorms again last night. How's your roof looking? If you got a damaged roof, or you don't even know if you have a damaged roof, but it doesn't look good, call Happy Roof. They're fantastic. If you call today, they're going to have someone take a look at your issue within 24 hours if you do have a leaky or damaged roof, or if you just need a new roof, whether you're moving or not moving, Happy Roof Company is still your spot. If you're not moving, no problem. They get the 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs. They do residential and commercial roofings. They only use superior high-end products. But if you are moving and you want to, increase the value of your home before you sell it, how about a new roof? Happy Roof Company, they work with realtors. They have the detailed inspection reports for all real estate transactions, and that 10-year warranty, transfers over. Up-to-date product knowledge, free estimates with competitive pricing, and cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs. Give them a call, 314-665-3001, or you can visit thehappyroof.com. And when you call them, tell them Stalter sent you. It's The Happy Roof. if you miss anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com, your 101 ESPN mobile app, all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. All right, time to bet the board. Marsh, what we got for the latest standings?
Anthony, you were 4-0.
Thank you.
First place.
Thank you.
Best one in the room.
I appreciate you. It's early, but thank you.
For now.
Thank you.
I'm 3-1, and Carey and Jamie are both 1-3.
Tied for third. Jamie?
Yep. I like the way you think.
Let's see here. Jamie warned me about this. But you know what? Only one of us has the clear at camp available in 2025, and that's me. So I'm going to take the Rangers tonight, plus 102.
Oh.
They've been very successful against the Carolina Hurricanes. Jamie loves the Hurricanes. They're not going to win at Madison Square Garden tonight. Give me the Rangers, plus 102.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Anthony, I'm also going with a New York team. The same team I went with yesterday.
Oh, boy.
The New York Mets.
Good for you, Marsh.
We'll
Good
see
for
if
you.
our St. Louis Cardinals can put me in the loss column.
Nice. I like that, yeah. Jamie, Carey?
All right, well, Anthony, I gave you some pretty solid advice earlier today.
Yep.
I told you that at no point do I feel like any team's going to get up by 2 games in one particular series. So I'm going with the Carolina Hurricanes tonight over the Rangers.
Ooh. Once a Canes fan, always a Canes fan.
Yeah. Raising Canes.
Darn right.
Yeah.
Love that.
Delicious.
Outstanding.
Cognac sauce there.
Oh, man.
I was just dipping cardboard in it last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw the pictures.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I don't know why
You're a weird guy, Ace.
had to skim down like that. But
Well, I took off all my clothes because what happens is I splash it all over myself and it stains the clothes. So
Yeah.
I thought it was just being safe.
you know why? And you know why you do that, right? Because legends never die.
I knew it was coming this time.
It's very true. Gary?
Give me the Cleveland Cavaliers plus 12.5. I think they're going to win, but I don't think they're. I think they
Against
will cover. The
St. Louis's own
the Boston
Jason
Celtics.
Tatum,
Yeah.
or as you like to call him, Justin Tatum.
Yeah, I call him his dad all the time. That's
that's
bad habit. Sometimes.
That's okay.
Yeah. But give me the Cleveland Cavaliers.
All right, there you
plus
go.
12.5.
You and Donovan Mitchell tonight.
Yeah. Go for 40.
In
Keep
Boston.
it close. Don't care if you win or lose.
Keep it within. That is a rather large
That
point
is.
spread for an NBA playoff game.
I'll take it.
All right, Marsh. Criticisms and compliments.
Got a text from the 314. I got a great idea, guys. Tomorrow, don't talk about the Cardinals. Don't even mention them one word. Act like they don't exist. Talk about other stuff. Talk about baseball. That's fine. Just don't mention the Cardinals.
Can we do that?
If
If
they
they
talk
lose,
about the
if
Mets.
they lose,
Yeah.
you know where I'm going, right? Jamie, go ahead.
If they lose, we don't talk about them.
We can talk about the Mets and how well they played if they win the game.
I'm down. I'm totally down.
That's a long
There's
night.
no way.
I've been in radio
There's
here in
no
St.
way.
Louis since 2012. There's not been one show, and I mean one show, where we did not talk Cardinals. Winter, summer,
I agree.
so if they lose,
4 hours?
we don't talk Cardinals tomorrow. If they lose,
What the hell are we going to fill this show with?
Who cares? Are you kidding me?
Football? We can talk football.
Well, we talk about hockey. Anthony has his sources.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs. No, we'll talk about
playoffs?
NBA.
NBA. Now, okay, let's do
No,
it.
everyone's rooting for the Cardinals now.
Let's do it. Anthony Edwards last night, they are up 2-0 versus the Denver Nuggets. You watch this team. And Rudy Gobert didn't even play. They are, I was telling Jackson in the hall, I did not think the combination of Rudy Gobert and Cat being on the same team, obviously Rudy didn't play last night, but them being on the same team, there's no way in the world this is going to work. It's the NBA. It's not bigs anymore, but they are huge, and they are really good defensively, offensively. They are amazing to watch. You want to watch a young NBA player that is probably going to take over the league here shortly. Anthony Edwards is who you need to be watching.
They dominated those fools last night.
Yeah.
Go Cardinals. Let's
They were
go,
up by
baby.
like 33. You know what?
Can't have 4 hours of this crap.
Come on.
I'll be honest. If we don't talk about it, we might be rejuvenated. Like, if they lose tonight and we don't talk about it, we might be rejuvenated.
Hit the reset button.
Cold turkey.
We don't have to talk sports.
No, we can talk WWE. LA Night. Yeah.
By the way, Marsh, you were saying Thor Love and Thunder or whatever it's called. You were like, man, that's terrible. I'll watch that.
You know what?
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No, I did. I watched it. I'll watch that 600 times over the latest, the Ant-Man one. Where they're in the Ultimate Universe. Give me Thor.
Oh, so you watched both?
Yeah.
Those are both not good.
Oh, man.
Not good, Anthony. Imagine being a big, bad, scary villain and you get taken over by a bunch of ants.
Right.
Oh, man.
Not about
We can
it.
talk.
You know,
We can
that
talk
can
Dynasty.
carry 10 times its own body weight, right?
Oh, man.
Ants are cool.
Imagine a whole herd of those things.
Carry people off.
They're smart.
We can do Dynasty. We haven't talked about that yet.
Yep, we can do Dynasty.
We can dig
The
into
roast, of course.
Yeah.
Roast. I got to watch
Talk more of that.
Dynasty, otherwise known as the 10-part roast of Bill Belichick.
Oh,
Pretty much.
That's what he said.
yeah.
I'm going to
Kinda
see Stevie Nicks tonight. I'll tell you how the concert was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, Stevie Nicks back in the day, man. Oh, yeah. She was smoking.
Fleetwood Mac had some.
Oh, yeah.
Had some bangers.
They sure did. In fact, they actually ended up married. In fact, they ended up married.
Did they?
Yeah.
Fleetwood
Oh, you
Mac
meant something different.
and Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
They married.
Yeah. And then they got divorced and stayed in the same band.
That'd be
weird.
awkward.
For a little bit.
Can't wait to hear The Edge of 17 tonight, gentlemen.
The Edge of 17. How's that one go?
Just like the one we know, sings the song just like you sing it. Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh.
That's a good jam.
Boy. All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day. Why don't we? Our third star of the day goes to...
Not us for that one?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
John Elway is going to be our third star of the day.
All right, John.
Yes.
That's a tough
dig. Yeah.
tough shot you took there, but you deserved
I think it
it.
was uncalled for. I think you did anything.
Gonna give Chauncey our second star of the day.
Chauncey was great.
He was great.
He did a great job.
Not great in the Gauntlet,
No,
but he was
not
great today.
Chauncey was awesome.
Poor Chauncey today.
Josh Ennis is watching. I didn't believe Wheel in the Sky is Fleetwood Mac. Probably isn't. Isn't that though?
Why is Josh? How is Josh? How are you watching us?
Josh is literally next door here.
Look right at the camera. How are you watching us? Huh?
He would know.
Our first star of the day goes to Lisa for all of the gifts.
Thank you,
Yes.
Lisa. That was
amazing.
incredible. Oh, yeah, that was Journey. Thank you, James. Thank you, Frick James. Yeah, that was Journey. Was it Journey?
I don't know.
What?
I just know
Wheels in the Sky, keep on turning? Yeah, that was Journey.
No.
No?
No. No.
Marsh, tell us after you go to the concert tonight.
I don't think it's them.
All right, fair enough.
It is Journey. My bad.
Sorry about that.
Have a great evening, everyone.
See ya.